like something you would say growing up. You know, like, man, I'm in a tree house. This is awesome. I can see trees all around me. I got a telescope. This is rad. Good evening. How's everybody doing? Do you know what? I've been sat here for when I set the when I scheduled the stream, I meant to go live at 10:10 this morning. I was going to go. It was going to be 10 past 10 on the 10th of the 10th, but in the morning, in the AM. And then about 2 o'clock this afternoon, I went, oh shit! Oh, I missed it. I'll do it tonight. So I set it up, and anyway, for the last probably 3 hours, I've been fighting to stay awake. And so I thought, do you know what? Maybe I'll just cancel it. There won't be anybody here. Nobody cares. It's Monday night, and I didn't even know that Martin was live until about 10 minutes ago. But Martin's live, and then I just saw in the chat room, and it's like, oh man, Lizzo's here, and Just JP, Adam Forrest, how you doing? Leafy, India, good to see you. Oh, where was it I saw you, India? Chris Thrall. In Chris Thrall's chat. I've just recently come across Chris Thrall. I do like to hear, military and ex-military. I'm not ex-military, but I've got military in the family, so my cousin is an Apache helicopter pilot, which is pretty cool because she's a she. Squirrel Sniper, good to see you. Yeah, Lizzo, do you know what, right? That'd just be a mission. You wouldn't have I wouldn't be able to use the nice microphone that catches the full range and dynamics of my voice. And I might fall asleep while I'm, at least this way I'm sat up in my office chair in my second-hand saved from the tip office chair. It's doing the job. I tell you what, it's comfy. It's doing the job. Nathan, how you doing, mate? So I thought, well, I won't just let everybody down. Schedule a live stream and then not bother. And I did it. Yeah, 10 past 10 on the 10th of the 10th. Maybe I'll do 11 minutes past 11 on the 11th of the 11th. And 12. How's everybody doing? I hope you've all had a nice day. Everyone Nobody's run out of popcorn yet, have they? Watching the news and stuff. Watching Zelensky make even more of a fool of himself. What I'm going to do, right? Because whatever it was I was going to talk about when I thought, yeah, I'm going to go live at 10:10 in the morning, whatever it was that I thought I was going to talk about doesn't seem to be relevant anymore. You know? There's all this stuff every day. There's these things. I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that. And then when it comes to actually going live, I'm just like, it's not even relevant anymore, really. Hugo talks today. What was he talking about today? I've just been watching Redacted, and I watched Homunculus Rising earlier. Bernie was talking about it. Shared a link for it, I think. So I went and watched that. But I've been watching Redacted about what's going on in the Ukraine. These do you know, it makes, it's like being made to take a mouthful of someone else's shit. You know, imagine that somebody has really, really bad guts. So basically, all that comes out of their ass is just like this watery, brown, green, phlegmy, horrible, putrid smelling shit. Been made to, you know, take spoonfuls of it, eat spoonfuls of it. That's what I would liken having to listen to these people to. I'd liken it to that. I'd liken, you know, listening to Zelensky stand there and the first words that come out of his mouth are that Russia are committing terrorist attacks on Ukraine when he's been bombing the Donetsk region, whatever it is, for like the last 8 years. They've been doing nothing every single day, shelling them every day for 8 years. And then they do a terrorist, they blow up the pipeline and they blow up the Crimean Bridge. And finally, Putin retaliates with some cruise missiles and just basically completely cripples their infrastructure in one hit. Well, not one hit, 11 hits or whatever it was. But, you know, within a few hours, he crippled their infrastructure. Thought it was amusing. So I like listening to the army lads. I don't agree with them all. Like Earl Grey T, or Earl Grey, the foreign agent lad who's in St. Petersburg. He's English. He's ex-army, but he's in St. Petersburg. He's well and truly on Putin's side. He is absolutely. He's like, he calls Putin's the boss. He's got a lot of respect for him. I've got to admit, I like Putin. I don't care what anybody says. I like him. I know he's one of the, you know, he's just another one of them. So I dislike him for all those reasons. But out of all of the leaders that I've seen, Putin's the one that has my respect. None of the rest of them do. Except obviously JFK. So, what I'm going to do There's the link. If you want to come in, you are more than welcome. And if nobody comes in for a little chinwag, a little natter about the shit on our platter, then I'm gonna I'm gonna shut it down and go to sleep. I keep dropping hints to Putin for a boat. You never know. Funny shit happens, and I'm nuts. I'm prepared to accept and believe that everything that we've heard about China and Russia has been absolute 100% propaganda. Somebody was pointing something out about China and stuff, and just about how really lovely and beautiful and clean it is, and how happy the people are, and it's they were pointing out the differences between socialist countries and capitalist. So who is it? Bill Burr said, "How's that capitalism working for you? How's it working for you?" Because I'll say, I think capitalism it's a lovely idea, but unfortunately, something went wrong. Something went massively wrong, because you've got 1% of people. 1% of the people has 99% of the wealth. So something went massively wrong, right? Maybe there is a way that capitalism could work, but I don't think. I think commercialism. And honestly, when you sit and think about socialism, the only reason people have a problem with socialism and communism, dictatorships and stuff, the only reason people have a problem with it is because if the wrong person gets in charge, then it's a fucking nightmare. And it's just hard to believe that the people that are in charge, because we say absolute power corrupts absolutely, and so the people in charge, even if they did start with benevolent intent, the power corrupts them. And Catherine O'Connell, how you doing? Yeah, I know about BRICS. Very interesting. The new petrol dollar. I think they said it's the dinar or something, isn't it? The dinar will be the new petrol dollar, or am I? Or there isn't? Well, what was the one that Gaddafi wanted to start? Wanted to gold back. DN, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. There's a link to this StreamYard if you want to pop in, DN, and say hey. I don't want to be I don't want to be on for hours tonight, because I am, like I said, I'm at one point, when you sort of realize that you've been asleep and your head is, you look like you've had a stroke and you're dribbling. that happened earlier. Yeah, that's the whole point of it, isn't it? BRICS is gold backed. Well, actually, it's not gold backed. It's commodities. It's backed by commodities. So I don't think it's just gold, but I think What if everything that what if we know that everything that we've been hearing has been lies? Just imagine if China and Russia do actually have an answer that's, better for us than the one that's currently. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I think it'd be absolutely possible. It's an absolute possibility that, that they could say, hey, look, no, we're not going to make you all speak Russian and all or Chinese. You can carry on. It's just, obviously they I don't know. I'm just spitballing. Is anybody going to come in here? I'll give you till 10, 5 minutes. If nobody's coming in for a chat in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to shut the stream down and go to sleep. And I'll just apologise to anybody that was possibly expecting a well-produced, well-thought-out live stream. I did have a well thought out live stream to do at 10:10 this morning, but something stopped me. I don't even know what. It's not like, well, I forgot. It went out of my mind because I had the thought after the show last night. NATO what they want, Catherine, is to destroy Russia. They just want to absolutely, utterly destroy it. And to be then attacking Nord Stream 2 was all about getting Europe to buy liquefied gas from America, and that backfired because Germany called them out straight away on profiteering. Yes, JP, you were right, mate. You were reading my mind. Obviously, you were getting a feel for the situation. It's all right, Alex. It's all right. I think I'm gonna wrap it up because nobody's like jumping in, and I've not really got. I sit here and moan about stuff, but nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to. Oh, Lizzo, go on then. Go on then.
Hello.
All right, mate.
Yeah, I'm in a bonkers mood tonight. I shouldn't really be on here. I've been in a fucking silly mood. Sorry, I've been in a bonkers mood all day.
That's all right.
I've been making candles because it's getting cold and I don't want to succumb to paying a high bill,
Is that an army hat? Have you got a...
Yeah, I was thinking of doing the old Tash today and I thought I might get my ass kicked in the streets, but I thought if you can't beat them, fucking join them, innit? Like, hi.
Well, you should just say, look, listen, what... identify as Hitler. What's the problem?
I think I'd get my ass whipped, but I don't know. I'm in a fucking silly mood at the moment, but I'm not scared. I've made my little bunker. You see, I told you about it the other day. I've made a little bunker.
Yeah, I love what you got in the background there, mate. The marionette and.
Right, I love this. I love my new pyramid. That. Wow.
Oh yeah, it's like Oregonite, Oregon.
Green. It's green. It's all right. I'll put it up there. Up there. I was going to turn in myself. I was going to go to sleep just now, and then I saw Martin was on, so I'd watch him. Then I come in here, but you probably saw what I was saying in the chat. I came in here, but Martin was somehow I could hear Martin in our chat on my screen. Yeah, it was like tripping me out. So I thought, oh well, yeah. I think Alex is putting her eyebrow on, little magic eyebrow. She might come on.
Go on.
Hey, well, are you in the nude or something? I can't see it, but you don't have to. If you just want to do your voice, Are you okay? Are you okay? Can I ask you?
I'm all right, mate. I'm sat here in my
Don't want you feeling down. we want you to be high spirited, you know.
Well, mate, I've definitely feel up a little bit. You've given me a little
Oh,
boost of energy.
I'll
So.
try and do a video in a couple of days and play that guitar for you. I'll send a
Oh,
video.
mate.
But
right, you said. I think it was a spelling mistake.
yeah.
Like an autocorrect because it meant to say
I can't
mean.
spell. I get too excited, you see, and I just like banana hands.
But what you meant was mean, not meat, wasn't it? It was mean rockers.
God, do I really know what goes on in my little head? I don't know half the time.
Can I show you?
I've got a guitar. I've got a guitar for you. You know that vegetarian guitar. You know.
Yeah.
That bit on it is a B bender for when you play your Nashville stuff and you bend. It's So I'll explain
it. Is it carbon fiber?
No, darling, no. It's one of the first guitars I made. Started doing guitars about 30 years ago, and it's one of the first ones I made. You know.
Brilliant, man.
I used to do a lot of animal ones, but I mean, a lot of people don't like that sort of thing nowadays.
Is it real hide?
Shh. Yeah.
No, it's not. No, obviously it's magical hide.
That came from the cow that I ate. Yeah. I don't want to upset people. I don't like upsetting people. I've already done enough with this.
No, but the thing is, like, my cousins live on a small holding, and they raise they've got a couple of cows. They raise pigs, and it's all the pigs are raised for slaughter. You know, that's how they make some of their. So they sustain. You know, they supply fresh meat to the village.
Don't waste any of it. Just use every bit up. If it's dead,
yeah, and
that's
it. Yeah, all the bit. As long as it all gets used, and it's not.
Yeah.
And they are kept proper. You know, they're real proper free range. You know, they have the life of Riley. Living as, you know, I suppose the pigs get a bit dirty, but yeah, the cows are brilliant. Not all of it's not all of the cows either. It's like they'll just say, all right, we're gonna slaughter one. You know, they raise a calf, and so I think they've always got one calf in every year, so they get milk, can churn butter and stuff, and it's cool.
I don't do butter and milk nowadays because I told you I got rid of my fridge and my freezer, and I don't use it anymore. You know, I love it. I'm looking forward to my electric bill. It'll probably be quite low. You know,
I can't believe what's going on, man. Well, no, I can. Stupid saying that, and it's like a reflex saying that.
I think
I can totally believe it.
I don't think we should be worrying. I mean, worrying is just gonna. I don't know. I don't.
I'm not worried, mate. I'm not worried.
Oh God, I don't think anything worries you. You sound like a sleepyhead tonight, though.
Yeah, like tired, but.
Are you in your pajamas?
No, I've got my jeans and my yeah, I'm just sat in my jeans and my vest, but I can feel my eyes are particularly sunken today, and you know, I just feel like my face is going. I don't like being on camera anyway, man. It's all about my voice. It's not about my face. It comes out of my mouth. What was I going to say? Yeah, it's just, you know, exhausting, isn't it? It's like, when's something going to happen? When's something going to happen?
I find it quite exciting times. All right, it's a bit odd, but I mean crikey, our lives would just plod on.
Bernie's here.
It's like being at an end of a good film. You know, that's how I see life now.
I see it. Look, I don't know. Like, we're near the end of the film. Yeah, Bernie's here. Look, hang on. Bernie.
No shit. Wow. Guilty, man.
Good to see you, dude.
Likewise. Hope everyone's doing good today.
Yes, mate. Look, listen,
Bernie. I'm the one who keeps.
I'm
the one who keeps wishing you Mercury, my friend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have you got any yet?
No, I have not yet.
Hmm.
Someday soon.
Are
I
you
like the hard hat.
snugged up in bed, are you?
No, I'm being lazy.
Have you got teddy bears there?
Maybe.
I've got loads. I've got all
Does
my
he
teddy
count?
bears. All mine are here. Mm.
T2.
Got all my teddies in it. My little tank.
That's right. And is it T2?
You got it.
Wow, he's a cool dog, man.
The look you just give them that look. He's like,
Oh.
oh, for fuck's sake, what? Yes, I'm a dog. I'm a
I had-
dog. I'm a big,
I
lovely dog.
simply gave my dog up, man. I got rid of my dog. I was about to like thinking I was brave enough to go and get a
Dude,
boat and sail
I
the world.
remember you told me that you were telling me about that last week.
Yeah. And now a psychiatric outpatient cannot get a fucking yacht and sail the world on their own. You know what I mean? Like,
And
he's in a new home though. He's settled. I mean, he's got a better life. He's got a garden now. He's not living in a flat. You know. So
That's good.
yeah, he was.
That'll make your dog happy.
Yeah, I mean, I had to strap him to my waist because I walk around with calipers on, so I couldn't really walk him properly. You know, bless him.
Yeah.
But it's a good dog. It's a good dog.
I fostered a few dogs in my life where it's tough when you get them and you have to let them go.
Mm, mm.
Puppies
is that
are
question? Is that question mark? Is that so? Where's the link? Is that what that question mark's saying, Alex? Where's the link then? Where is it? That's I can imagine that's what it means. You just have to scroll up a little bit, babe. The link's always there. It doesn't go anywhere.
Right in the chat.
It's right there. Look, I'll put it. There it is. I'll put it there for you again.
I sleep naked, so here's the big reveal. Whoa, I'm wearing shorts.
Hey,
Listen,
pay-per-view.
I did that to my brother-in-law today as he jumped in like to the bedroom while I was laying in bed with his sister. I'm like, "Hey Dan, I sleep naked," and I just like threw the blanket off, but I had my shorts on, and he was like so shocked and afraid.
I love your eyebrows. I love your eyebrows.
Hello. Ooh,
Oh, man.
good evening.
Oh,
do you smell what the Alex is cooking?
What?
I should take. I don't want to offend people, man. I shouldn't offend people. So
Yeah,
I cut my hair. I cut my hair, man.
I've got them all tonight, Mr. Sniper.
Who cut their hair?
There he is.
Yeah.
Who's cut their hair?
I cut my
Hi,
hair.
Sarah.
Mine was long as Sniper's, you know, but I had to cut off because now I'm off my hormones. It's starting to pull out. I'm losing it quite a lot. Yeah.
Oh, I'm losing my hair too. It's no fun.
Yeah.
I've got psoriasis on the head, and it's coming out. Sucks.
Dude, I thought do you know what? Is that because you've been wearing a cap for like?
I think it could be from the hat a lot. I've been starting to try to wear it without the hat lately.
It just could be just because you've just rubbed it out. Putting a hat on all the time, you're wearing a hat too much. If you don't wear a hat for like a year, it will grow back.
Nice.
Visualize it growing back.
Exactly, right? And that's part of it. I was like, I started stressing about it, visualizing more of it falling out, more fell out. And I was like, no, this is the wrong way.
Colloidal silver hair, like you would get it all in there. You could, yeah, it'll be all right, man.
It should, hopefully.
Who is it? Jacob Israel, who I watch a lot. A couple of years ago, he got really bad alopecia. His hair just started falling out, and now it's fine again. It's like his hair.
So there's hope.
All his hair, but yeah, seriously, his hair's all back. I've seen him go from alopecia to being normal again, and it was all to do with it was stress and stuff that was doing it for him.
Yeah.
Are you stressed, dude? Because you always seem really, really chilled out, but are you keeping
sometimes
things
a little stressed over the cash? Gotta get a job.
I think the early mornings probably don't help as well, do they? When you do a link up with somewhere else across the,
early
the
morning.
plane.
You mean the 12 and 14-hour streams or whatever?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sometimes the body needs to,
I
have its
watched
own
that.
downtime.
Definitely.
I watched
You
that
know.
marathon one you done. That was ace. That was really cool.
Yeah, definitely don't do the 48-hour streams anymore.
Wow, that was nuts.
Yeah.
Jacob is going grey. He is going much grayer now. But I tell you what, when you consider that what is he? He's 6 or 7 years older than me, maybe a little bit more, and he hasn't got as much grey hair as me. I've got my hair's completely grey compared to his. He's still doing all right. But I swear, I swear, everybody, like everybody, grey hairs or not, everybody looks good. Everybody looks. Nobody looks the age that they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody
Yeah,
does.
it's magic.
Nobody that's on this path that I've ever seen looks the age that they are. They all look young. Everybody looks younger than they are.
Yeah,
Whereas on
the
other side, with the muggles and the fucking TV people, and they don't. They look, when you.
They've had 10 years. Yeah,
they look like shit, man. They look like fucking shit. Yeah, well, they look like you expect. You say, "Oh yeah, this woman's 45," and they're like, "Yeah, you look like you're 45."
yeah, you can see that. Yeah,
Yeah, actually, I'm 45. Wow, is that what I should be looking like when I'm 45? But I don't. And I swear, when I was younger, that 45-year-olds looked a lot older than they do in our community.
I agree.
You're in your 30s, so we got
40. I'm 37. So
yeah, you're in your 30s. You're 37. Yeah, you're nearly 40, man.
I'm 60 next year. I'm 59.
Fuck off.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
you're not.
Fuck off.
I was a tranny for 32 years of my life, man.
I wouldn't put you past 50.
Listen, fuck off. 60 next year. Look at all that grey hair. Look at all that grey hair. What a bugger you are, eh?
Fucking
60
cool.
next year.
Yeah. 63 back.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, all you're doing is confirming what I said, like to the max.
You're 24.
How old are you, Squirrel? Because I know you went grey when you were like 10 or something. But
I've been fully grey for about 20 years. So that was probably around about 28, 29. I gave up, and that was it. And yeah, I'm 49 now. So
49.
Squirrel Sniper, the White Wizard.
The White Wizard. Yeah. If the Dumbledore was 170 years younger, yeah.
So you're the pup, dude. Bernie, you're the youngest on the stream. I'm the second youngest. Then it's Squirrel. You're Lizzo. You're the oldest one.
Behind Alex there.
You're the old man of the stream. You're the elder of the stream.
Yeah, be wise, isn't it? Like
she jumped.
Alex has just jumped off because I didn't say that she was the youngest. Shit. I'm really sorry, Alex.
Here she comes.
No, I'm the oldest.
I know. You're not the oldest.
I think I am.
No, you're not. You're not 59.
No, who's 59? I thought that Squirrel
Lizzo's 59.
Lizzo's
59.
Oh, so you're the daddy.
He's nearly the granddaddy.
He's the granddaddy.
Yeah.
No, come on. Give me a break.
Oh, cool.
No.
Grandmaster.
Then M's the grandmother because she is the grandmother.
She is a grandmother.
Yeah, and she's the youngest. One of the youngest. She's even younger than Bernie.
Oh my.
Well, Bernie's 37. How old's M? Rachel's Sarah's 33.
Illuminati confirmed.
Illuminati confirmed. Yeah.
Illuminati confirmed. I was watching a channel today that does that, and he's got a hot button, and it says Illuminati confirmed. It does it all perfectly in time. When I do it, it takes ages to set it all up and find the banner and everything.
We're definitely gonna have to get a recording.
There it is. Confirmed. You know?
I'd like one with the slap sound.
Yeah.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, or whip. I don't care. Violence
Yeah, I need to obviously I'd need to
in a non-violent way.
find the stuff. For that.
Exactly. Violence in a non-violent way. I love it. That's like T2. He's violent in a non-violent way.
Who? Pikachu, did you say?
T2.
This guy.
Oh.
T2.
Ah,
Look at that. That was brilliant. He's like, yeah, me.
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Oh, it's you.
See, he doesn't need to growl. He doesn't need to do anything. All he needs to do is look at you, and it's like, you know, I could bite your arm off, don't you? Because he's big.
That was a big baby.
What is he? What kind of species of canine?
English Mastiff cross.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cross with what?
Sutina Nation's reserve mutt mix.
Sounds like a trial mix.
It's very beautiful.
His daddy didn't care.
Look at
His
you.
daddy didn't care.
He reminds me of that joke I told yesterday about the difference between a Jewish mother and a Rottweiler.
Oh, I've got a joke.
Do you know the difference though?
But yeah, the
Go on.
Rottweiler will let go.
I love it when people can do the punchline for me. Then I know I told it well.
I got a
Carry
math
on.
joke for you. Are you good at doing square roots?
Pardon?
Say it again.
Are you good at doing square roots?
I'm a Scarlett O'Hara.
Okay,
I need a
so
bonnet, and I don't have it, but
the square
let's
root
take it
of
as
4
I might as well
is-
be. I don't know. I don't care.
Oh, come
But
on.
no, honestly,
Square root
I
of
love your channel, Bernie.
That sounds
I
like
don't
maths to
understand
me.
a thing you're
It's
talking about,
2.
but it's like
Well,
how
2.
wonderful. It's so wonderful to actually not know what someone's talking about.
Yeah.
Because usually I know so much about it, and it's just like, oh god, you know. Tell me
just-
what to
depends
do.
on-
Normally you're a bloody genius about it. So
Yeah, so
You
it's
guys
amazing
might
when I
get
get
this
onto
joke.
a channel and I don't know what you're on about,
Say,
but I
right.
love that you do it.
Bernie, say that
Whatever
again.
it is.
Square root
We'll
of
do it.
81.
I don't know.
I'm the
Square
same.
root of 81 is
There you
9.
go.
9. Yeah, okay.
9.
So what's the square root of 69? 8
16.
something.
Eat something, did you say?
8 something.
80.
8 something. Come
7.
on.
Because it's a 69.
Exactly. There we
My
go.
dad's call sign was 69 when he worked as a minicab driver. After
It's
being the most
8
famous ballad
something,
shoemaker
but
in the world.
math is also 8 point something, so it works both ways. That's the joke. That
8
you
something.
ate
Right.
something.
Okay. Listen, that's just a little bit too high level for me. I'm quite a simple lad. I'm quite a simple lad. My brain doesn't works fast on philosophy, but it's when maths comes into it, it just goes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but it's
So
a double
got a joke.
entendre.
I got a joke, right?
69.
This lad walks in. He's got a date, right, with this gorgeous girl. He's been after her for ages, and he wants to go. Like, this is actually their third date, and he's going to meet the parents, but he's pretty certain that tonight he's going to get lucky. So he goes into the pharmacy, and he starts chatting to the pharmacist, and he ends up spilling his guts to the pharmacist and says, "Yeah, you know." The pharmacist says, "What can I do you for?" He says, "I've got a date tonight." The pharmacist says, "Yeah, okay. So what do you need? I said, well, I think I'm going to get lucky. We're going to going out for dinner with the parents, and I think afterwards I'm definitely going to get lucky. So I think I need some condoms. He says, all right, how many do you need then? I said, oh, I don't know, about 10. Okay, no problem. Later on that evening, he goes round. He sat down for dinner with the family, and he says, just before they start eating, he says, "Could you mind if I just say grace?" And they say, "Yeah, of course, no problem." So they sit down, and he sits there, and he gives a really lengthy grace before dinner. Later on, when they go out afterwards, after the meal, they're on their way down to the bar, and the girl says to him, "I didn't know that you were so, devout Christian. I had no idea." And he said, "Yeah, I know. I had no idea that your dad was a pharmacist."
Very
Yes,
funny.
I told a joke and somebody laughed.
I got it. I love
Brilliant. Normally it falls on silence.
Did you hear about the young man who was scared of women's vaginas because he told that they all had teeth?
Go on.
So a very sympathetic woman, who took a fancy to him, was trying to convince him that this had been a fallacy and that vaginas don't have teeth.
Pun.
And showed him hers. And he said, go on, Richie, do the pun.
No. I was talking about fallacy. Phallic.
Okay.
Fallacy.
Well,
Sorry.
the pun of the joke is that when she showed him hers, he said, "I'm not surprised you don't have teeth with gums like that." And then also on the speech joke, that you said, when my father was in Japan making ballet shoes, he had to give a speech, and because he didn't speak Japanese, he asked the management, or the person who was like doing his interpretation, like, what should he do? And they said, just take a bow, that's all you need to do. So he said, okay. So they made the speech and they called my father up and he made a bow and everyone cheered him and loved him and he was so happy. So he did another bow and then everyone booed and hissed and jeered. And he said to his handler, like, why did that happen? And the man said, because they don't like long speeches. Laughter's the best medicine. I'm a Jewish comedian. It's dad's DNA. It's not a new thing. Don't get excited. It's a standard in, this particular meat mech suit.
Catherine doesn't get jokes, she says.
It's okay. She will.
Come on. It was the pharmacist. He was the girl's dad.
Right?
Hence why he was praying a bit longer.
Just a wee
Did
bit
you hear
longer.
about the duck who took his girlfriend to the hotel and realized that he didn't have, the necessaries in order to, conduct himself efficiently? So he called down to the concierge and said, could you send up a condom, please? And the concierge said, do you want me to put it on your bill? And the duck said, do you think I'm a fucking pervert?
How the English words work well, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially add a little bit of Jewish chicken soup for the soul. Jewish penicillin.
I'm just reading the comments to keep the nuts dry. What's that? Why do squirrels swim on their back?
To keep the nuts dry. Yeah.
Keep the nuts dry. I gave the fucking punchline first, didn't I?
Yeah.
I've heard pretty much all the squirrel jokes anyway.
I gotta go. It's Thanksgiving here in Canada.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we freeze early, so we do it a whole month earlier. So yeah, we got the whole family over here. So
no
nice
worries,
to see
man.
Hey, Bernie, have you still got your robot?
my robot, the
Yeah.
bender hood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mate,
crypto burned out. Crypto Burndo, my fembot, my trans fembot will be back.
I look forward to seeing it. I know.
Hey,
Yeah, cool.
does anybody remember the Gender Bender episode of Bender when he was the
fembot.
the wrestler
yeah.
fembot? Yeah. Oh no, he's been the fembot. He's a wrestler as well, don't he?
Oh yeah. It was awesome.
Awesome.
All right,
stuff.
much
I better
love,
consider
fam.
that now.
Talk
All
to you
right,
later.
man. Thanks
Have a
for
lovely
thanks
dinner.
for being here. Good old Bernie.
Lovely word.
Yeah, I can't see him ever airing that one ever again. Well, not in this
Not in this realm.
not in this current iteration of reality.
Yeah.
So guess what happened to me today?
What happened to you,
I
Steph?
was the victim of fraud.
No.
Yes.
Online?
Yes. No, in my bank.
Oh.
Yes. I had to call them up, and appalling service. I'm really horrified because they're all very snowflakey. But my housing benefit went into my account on the 8th and then was removed from my account yesterday, apparently by internal transfer. But the bank can't track it as to where it's gone. It hasn't been internally transferred to any account that they know of or that I possess. And they said it might have been the housing benefit taking it back. But I was like, well, when did I make an agreement with you as a bank that housing benefit or any other, authority would just thank you?
Yeah.
When did I agree to this? And also it's against banking policy,
It's not
company
direct
policy,
debit, is it?
and against what the Citizens Advice said. And I said, I want the money put back in my account because it's a fraudulent transaction. And you have a responsibility to ensure that it's put straight back in my account while you do your investigations. And I had to speak to snowflakes and whippersnappers who know from nothing. They've just got their script. It just goes round and round and round.
Yeah.
And they keep saying the same thing over again.
I'll just pop you on hold just for a second. Let me just speak to my supervisor.
Yeah. I was on hold for literally about 40 minutes in total. 2 hours. And then when I went onto the Twitter to sort of complain about it and to flag it up, they advised me to do the same thing again. And if it wasn't bad enough that they couldn't grasp what was going on, they're bearing false witness going, oh, we understand that you had to be on hold. And it's like, I didn't mention that I was on hold. I just mentioned that I've been on the phone for 2 hours. So I don't know where you get the on hold bit from, but I was on the phone to 3, now 4 of your colleagues, and they're all snowflakes. And when I called the complaints department, the girl got so disturbed by me keep repeating the same information over and over again that she hung up on me. Snowflake. Can you imagine? A complaints department that can't deal with complaints.
The worst thing is when either you can't speak to somebody because all you've got is multiple choice questions, and it's like online all you get is multiple choice and bots. Online it's all bots, fucking chat bots. So the first thing you put in is, I want to speak to a human. Please bear with us while we just transfer you. And that, but then even then you're still you don't get to speak to anybody. Like they've made
I
it
did
so
today, and
difficult.
it's almost, there's no difference between speaking to a bot and speaking to a live being, because live being is as stupid.
You don't get to speak to anybody that can affect any.
There's no artificial intelligence. There seems to be no intelligence whatsoever.
So you had to pay for the phone call. You had to pay for the phone call.
I don't know, but I've made it very, very clear to the bank on a previous occasion, so precedent's been set, that I charge £50 an hour for my time. So they owe me £100 today, plus the fact that the money still isn't in my account. So I'm going to change my company policy and say for every hour, starting from 9 o'clock tomorrow, that money is not in my account, then there will be £100 charge.
Yeah, I was going to say interest every day.
Yeah.
If you put it into writing.
Sorry, but that's the company policy.
Right. Listen, but Alex, if you put it into writing, then it becomes legal.
Oh no, I know. I'm going to. Don't you worry about it. I just like to advertise a punch first before I do a complete knockout, so they have the chance to run out of the ring and just say, "Yes, Mrs. Freed. No, Mrs. Freed. 3 bags full, Mrs. Freed. We're terribly sorry, Mrs. Freed. It'll
The
never
thing is,
happen
you know, the
again."
worst thing, like,
And
you know,
here's
the worst
something to
thing,
make it, you know, an
Alex.
offer you can't refuse.
Alex, that's what they would have done in the 80s.
Oh no, they would have done it in the 90s and they would have done it in the 2000s. But somehow they've managed to remove every single person who had any brain and replace them with people who have fluff that got blown in by accident.
It's that cherry Coke. Oh, you bastard.
Not
Do you
advertised.
know what? In that, right, so we've got our overseas store here where you can get everything from Iceland, and they've
Yeah.
got cherry Coke, but all they've got is cherry Coke Zero. And I
It's
won't
my
buy
little
it.
tipple, really. I don't drink
That
anything.
that would be my little tipple, mate. If
Yeah.
if I could get my hands, they have had cans of it occasionally, and I do have an empty can of it here because that like they have. But I went in there today, and all they had was fucking Zero.
An
Oh,
empty
no, I can't.
can.
Zero.
Yeah.
No, there's Zero one. There's sugar free. I won't drink that. I'm not going to drink that.
I don't
What are
drink
you going
much
to do
of
with
it.
the
I mean,
empty can? Is
a
it going
bottle,
to come into
it gets all
play
flat
art?
by the end of the week, but you know, it's my little tipple. Oh, you know.
It's like you know what? I think of it like it's like having alcohol or something. It's like
Yeah.
I think of it like, you know, like, yeah, I shouldn't drink this all the time, man. It's just a little treat, just a little tipple,
Exactly.
just a little treat. And it's fucking expensive here as well. It's like £1 a can, or €1 a can.
Yeah, that's what it is getting about now, you know, with the sugar tax as well that they've just put in.
Oh, fuck.
Did you hear about the sugar tax?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that years
In
ago.
our UK?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. No.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why you'll find, you know, everything that has, you know, had that extra bit of sugar in is now costs 30, 40p extra than what it would normally do.
The thing is, it hasn't got that extra bit of sugar in it. It's got the original amount, in fact, probably less of the sugar than it
Yeah,
used
it's just
to
because
have
the other ones have
20
got,
years
you know,
ago.
the
It's
diet
just
stuff, which
it's
is
yeah,
even
it's
worse.
not the fucking poison aspartame shit that they're trying to, you know, this crap.
The stuff that doesn't break down in your body.
Yeah, and makes you obese and causes diabetes and all of that.
But yeah,
It's,
you know,
mate, it's infuriating. But at least if I come back to the UK, I'll be able to go out and protest. There's protests going on in the UK. People are actually going out on the street and shouting about it.
Well, the big one in France today. I don't know if
Yeah,
anyone's picked up on that.
They do it in style, the French, don't they?
1.5 million in the streets, all about the EU.
They've got balls, I know the French. Love them.
Yeah, and that's not been on any mainstream. It's not been on anything, you know.
Same with the NATO protests. There were big NATO protests in France, Germany, Prague. Huge protests to say, get us out of NATO. We don't want to be in NATO.
Yeah.
But not a dicky bird on the MSM. It's all right because enough people are seeing and then seeing that they're not on the news, like, you know, oh, they get home and a couple of days later, did you see I was there. Where were you? At the protest. What protest? What do you mean, what fucking protest? There are a million of us there. Don't know what you're talking about, mate. You sure it wasn't just a big party you went to? We didn't hear anything about it on the mainstream media. Surely it would have been on the BBC.
I was on the poll tax riot, but the original one.
Oh, mate!
And the camera zoomed in on my ex departed, like outside down the street, like proper punk rock. Yeah, cool.
But what was the difference between poll tax and council tax? What's the difference other than name?
Same soup, different gravy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Same.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the difference between a Black Russian and a rum and coke.
Yeah. That was a frightening one.
Vodka and Coke, not fucking rum.
Rum and Coke. I was going to say no.
Nobody
I
fucking picked me
would
up
say
on
more like.
Don't confuse Jamaican with Russian.
I would say more like that because being an ex-barman, I would say being the Black Russian, the white vodka and Kahlua, or white vodka and the Tia Maria.
Yeah, the difference. It's the difference between Kahlua and Tia Maria. That's what
you know. There's not much difference, but a huge difference if you
it's
know.
The difference between Marmite and Vegemite.
There's a little bit more, I think, between the two. With those two, I think you could definitely taste the difference. You could definitely taste the difference between the two. But if you have a very strong Kahlua and a very strong Tia Maria, you put the two together. I'd challenge you. You.
All right. Cherry Coke and Cherry Coke Zero.
No, easy. Yeah.
Easy to taste the difference between them.
Yeah, definitely.
One's got a metallic. It's like anything with that sweet.
One tastes shit and one tastes nice.
They taste sort of synthetic.
Even the Pepsi challenge, the Pepsi tastes flat compared to a Coca-Cola. It's just it tastes like there's no bubbles. But
it used to be the other way around. It used to be that Pepsi was too carbonated for me.
Yeah.
That's weird as well because I'd go, I like Pepsi. No, I don't. I like Coke. No, Pepsi. No, it's Coke. And I would. My taste would change.
Yeah.
Now, fucking Coke. The only Coke is Cherry Coke.
It makes a fabulous toilet cleaner, apparently.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Clean the spoons.
I certainly wouldn't use it for personal consumption, but far be it from me to suggest to anyone else.
Like we said, you can use vodka to clean things, to sterilize. You can use 40% vodka to sterilize surgical equipment, and you can also use it to destroy your liver. So it's
it'll rot the brain out of your head and the teeth out of your skull. But it's a personal choice.
Yeah.
I choose not
to. Renstar Wanderlust. How are you doing? I've noticed. I saw you subbed to my channel in the last couple of weeks. So welcome to the live stream where we just chat shit. Generally, have a little natter.
Except on a Sunday.
On a Sunday. Well, Sunday we just. Well, yeah, we're chatting. There's a little bit of shit chat.
Yeah,
we chat
fun fight. Fun fight.
Yeah. What do you think's going to happen next week? Any predictions?
Ooh. I don't say. I want my boat from Putin. I've got to keep on his side. I'll kiss his ass forever. You never know.
Well, I mean, like I said, if you're going to play the game, like if you're going to be, if I was going to be part of the game, if I was going to take part in that, I'd say it's time for a fucking change. And all we've heard about them has come from the same people that have told us about what's going on with us. And we found out that all of that's a load of bullshit and lies. So do we think that they're telling us the truth about Putin and fucking Xi Jinping?
On a screen, no. I mean, I go outside in the Isle of Wight and everything's normal. The world's normal. Everyone's happy.
Mate.
Shops are okay still.
Today, right? In the shop, I just went to get I got some ravioli and a beef broth. Right, so I mixed the two together. I had ravioli with beef broth to eat tonight. But when she when I was at the checkout, I said, you know, hey, how you doing? He said, yeah, I'm all right. How are you? And I said, yeah, you know, I just sort of laughed and said, just, you know, watching what's going on, waiting for World War III. And she went, World War III? What? Is that going to happen, is it? And she had no idea what was going on at all. And so I just laughed and said, no, that's just what they're trying to make everybody think on the news. Just trying to make everybody think it's World War III. There's going to be a nuclear bomb. All right, so I'm like, God, no, all of us, if a nuclear bomb goes off, and they say it was Russia, we're all pretty much going to know it wasn't. If it doesn't go off, if it goes outside of the Ukraine.
Where's the Anderson shout this time round? Where's like second World War, they all had Anderson shouters and down in the subway and all that. There's nothing this time. No one's prepared for anything.
I've just got to go because one of my boarders has turned up, but I might be back and I might not. But I love you all, and I'll see you hopefully very soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye, babe.
See you later. See you later. So,
we've got no Anderson shouters or any precaution of what to do if there was an air raid warning. You know,
there's not going to be a.
I know.
The last thing that Putin's going to do is launch a fucking nuclear or a missile into the UK. I know that it was in their rhetoric, wasn't it, when it's earlier in the year, a couple of the Russian warhawks was saying basically it would be disaster for London. We could just wipe London off the map. We could take out, just take out the UK. Boom. Because they could. Well, yeah. That's what I don't believe in nuclear bombs. No. I believe in nuclear tipped, or like uranium tipped shells for thermonuclear
noisy bangy shit they got.
Yeah, just to give it more to give the explosion more yield, but it's not what they say.
If they take Portsmouth naval stuff out, I'd be gone anyway because I'm dead opposite it. I'm right near the pier, on the Isle of Wight. I'd be gone.
I think it'd just be a big hydrogen bomb. They've got big bombs, man. There's no question they've got big ass bombs. But I wouldn't put it past NATO to let off some sort of device in the Ukraine and say it was Russia. False flag.
People that get hurt. This is what makes me
chess piece that hasn't been played yet, hasn't it?
Yeah. The innocent people, man, so messed up.
I mean, these strikes that Russia did today, they're obviously mainstream media is saying, "Oh, they bombed civilian who's bombing civilians in Kiev," but apparently they were all tactical and precision shot, tactical. They just actually took out the buildings that they were targeting that were what they were targeting, like NATO forces. There was a building that had a bunch of NATO all getting ready for an offensive.
I bet it was a pretty old building as well. Yeah, one of the old tarty buildings, probably.
Yeah.
They were trying to make out that they weren't as big as what they were, and they were just basically there to maim. That's what the media was trying to portray. But in fact, what it looked like to me is that there was a third party involved, and there was a lot of chaos and a lot of explosion, and a lot of people probably did die. And it's going to be blamed on the Russians because it was a window of opportunity, because Putin said that he's just launched a few little, precision targets, and those targets were hit and met, and that probably hit them really hard.
They were all infrastructure. So it was all infrastructure. The power's down. The no trains are running.
Yeah, London Ground earlier put on. Is it Twitch? He put on there earlier a map of all the places that had been hit. And there's a lot of compounds and a lot of strategic places. And so of course you're going to hear this next week that Russia, I don't know. I think Ukraine are going to have to do something, go sideways now, you know. And I don't know. Watch this space.
Well,
I think something's going to happen, but
it's ridiculous.
it's going to be a red flag. It's building up for a red flag somewhere in the Ukraine, you know, whether something's going to go off and they're going to blame Russia.
Was it Zelensky's written it into law that there cannot be peace negotiations?
Yeah, basically. And Putin said, you know, that's ridiculous because, you know, this is what's going to happen. You know, peace has got to be met, and you can't go and terrorize his country. Just like anyone's country, you're gonna protect your own country, aren't you? You know.
But the ridiculous thing is that they're still pushing with the narrative that it's their country and he's the one terrorizing them. It's like
people have forgotten what's happened in the last 20 years, you know,
yeah.
or they've not bothered to look into it because the mainstream haven't been pushing it.
No,
you know, it's been building up for this.
That's the that is the case.
Ukraine has been the Rothschilds' little seat now for the last 25 years.
People forget 2014. That's gone out of their minds. 2014. That's a lifetime ago.
You know,
it's everybody knows that it was a puppet government installed in Ukraine in 2014. They deposed the democratically elected leader. They opposed the democratically elected leader to implement the puppet government. And since then, he's been arresting his rivals, you know.
But that's classic CIA. I mean, that's, you know, that's happened everywhere from, you know, Cuba, you know, all the way through. You know, it didn't really work in Cuba, but, you know, everywhere else, it's all been infiltrated from the highest beings, even the Middle East. You know,
Venezuela.
What was it back in the 90s when the whole family was assassinated, but one prince, you know, and he just happened to be somewhere else, and it was a young prince that, you know, was paid handsomely to just be a puppet now, you know. So there you go. That's how it works. When 17 members of your family get eradicated over the weekend and you become king,
you've got to think about it, like put yourself in his shoes as well, isn't it? You know, life's going one way, and then one day all these suits turn up and basically say to you, listen,
this is how it's going to be.
This is how it's going to be. Your entire family is going to be killed tomorrow, but you're going to be
over
here.
A but, and there's a big but. Yeah, you're going to be alive.
You will be the sole survivor of your family, sole inheritance, you know, all the wealth, it will all be yours, but
they'll turn him into a pharaoh, as it were, you know.
Yeah, but you have to do whatever we tell you, whenever we tell you, and the moment you say no, then what happens to your family will happen to you.
Yeah. But that, you know, it happens not just, you know, it happens all the way down the ladder. You know,
this word keeps getting thrown around. Insidious, right? Insidious keeps. I'm hearing this word getting thrown around a lot. That's the nature of the system, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, it's all these little honey traps, as it were, on vast levels.
Mate, have you heard about Disney? Right.
Oh, don't even
what Disney do with their talent and what they consider to be their talent. They basically get.
Well, you only have to look at Miley Cyrus and how her followers were, you know, when she was playing the role of a 13-year-old girl. She was 16. She was 16. Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
So the girls that were looking at her were around about the age of 8 to 13. Do you get what I'm saying? So, to the age of what, you know, she was being portrayed as. But then when she left Disney, she was now 18. She still had these girls that were now 12 to 15.
12 to 15, 16.
Her on a wrecking ball, semi-naked.
saying,
the way they do it.
singing about being. I mean, it sounds like she's.
And they're all going
to
to follow her because it's just the name. They know her name, so they're going to follow her doing everything. You know.
Yeah, but it's dude. It was around before then.
Oh yeah,
it really
even
was.
then,
It was around before then. It was
you
so
know.
subtle how they did it. But even things like what was that? Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Remember
Well,
Saved by the Bell?
Go back further than that. Go back black and white.
Well, Happy Days. Happy Days had it in it.
What about
Happy
Shirley,
Days.
the young girl? Hollywood. Was she 5 or 6 years old?
Temple.
Oh, Shirley
Yeah.
Temple.
Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
Shirley Temple. Yeah, they
You
had
know,
like
the famous scene
TikTok.
in when she was dancing with 30 grown men.
Yeah,
and if you watch that video, it's
on
disgusting.
methamphetamine. They had her on methamphetamine when she was working. She did the Wizard of Oz or something on methamphetamine, didn't she?
But even before that, there was a black and white when she was dancing, and she was dressed in almost nothing, and she was passed around a group of men in a carriage of an old train cart, and they were doing this kind of dance routine, and they were all picking her up and throwing her to someone else and catching her, you know, and it was like
fucked up.
Yeah.
But listen, the weird thing about it is how our perceptions of it have flipped. Because watching that 20, 30 years ago, I definitely didn't think about it in the same way. You know, it was just, it's one of those old movies. You know, it just
I'd agree. Yeah. When you're young,
I think you get to a point where you kind of look back and you think now, oh yeah, I can see where the program's coming from. You know, I think you don't see it at the moment because it's programming. You know, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But it's true about once the veil's
it's entertainment. It's, you know, you believe nothing in the what comes out the TV in that sense, except when the news comes on, because the news is fictional, you know, fact, you know, because you've got the BBC logo that comes up, you know, and everyone get together because you want to find out what's happening in the world, you know. It was crazy.
And you know the BBC tells fact because they just gave the report on the football, and that is what the score was, because I watched the game and that is what the score was.
Exactly. It's all a mixture of, you know, how the programming works. You know, they have to give you 5 bits of fictional stuff for you to think about that are to fear with, you know. So there was a murder one day, there was a robbery, someone lost their, you know.
But they'll always,
and then right at the very end, there's a cheery note, you know, and they'll always put a happy little thing at the end because that's part of the program, and it finishes the program off nicely. You go away not remembering.
With local news, they always start with something that people can confirm as well. They'll always start with something that everybody can confirm, and so it's like, oh yeah, they're telling the truth. This is what
something happened today.
So that it'll be one truth, 4 lies, and a little feel good bit at the end.
There'll be a fire at the library, which there was, you know, and you see lots of people there, and then the next thing will be there was a murderer who's on the loose, you know. But was there actually a murder on the loose?
Probably not.
You know, it's that, you know, and all these, you know, McCann.
Listen,
you've got to think of the McCann story as well. You know, all these.
There's
all
a
these
murderer on the loose every day, man. There's a murderer.
Yeah, of course.
There are murderers on the loose.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of them are in government right now. Like Bill Gates is still just trotting around.
That McCann one, the money they've put into that is just.
Into what? Pick which thing? The money they put into which? Because it's like pick which one. The money they put into Ukraine. The money they've put into, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
And now I've just found out they've banned mass solar farming here in the UK.
Yeah. They're saying because they want to keep the land for farming.
Yeah, but
Right.
then the amount that the government and the councils have sold off to private buyers for
How much has
building
China bought? How much has China bought?
It's ridiculous.
And
Let's
has Bill Gates bought
do
anything?
solar farming on the sea with kinetic energy.
I never get why like Hyde Park hasn't got fruit trees all in it, and
yeah.
Our commons, our little commons we've got.
St James's.
Where are the fruit trees? We've got a massive garden down here, big one.
I used to prune the large trees in St James's Park. Those big London planes.
Yeah.
I said to our local town crier the other day, I said, that big garden down near me, I said, are you going to turn that into allotment if trouble starts kicking off and there's a food shortage? He said, not in my bloody time, it won't. And I'm like, why? You know, we could grow enough crops here for, like, say, 20 streets, and another 20 streets further up do their lot. You could sort it out, but they don't do it. Yeah. You could look after each borough.
Think about, like, if people were actually encouraged to grow their own fruit and veg, those people that have got a front and a back garden, like your front garden, what a waste, all that turf.
Most people gravel these, don't they, just to put their car on it, you know?
Yeah. It's like if people were told, like, listen, you're gonna have to supply your own fruit and veg, or just your own vegetables, and and salad and stuff. Grow your own onions, potatoes, the easy stuff, tomatoes and carrots, and because you're not going to be able to get that sort of stuff from your supermarket. So
but they're not encouraging people to do that on. Well, I don't watch news or anything anyway, but I don't believe they're telling people to grow.
No, they will never tell anybody to do that. What they'll say is, like, we've got this new hydrogenated long life tin of something that is the equivalent of 5 fruit and veg every day.
Yeah, Soylent Green.
Yeah,
Soylent Green, mate. I mean, I still say definitely that South Park is a very, very good indicator of all the things that people really need to keep their eye on, and so fake meat is absolutely something. But it does really look. I've been watching a couple of channels, these big channels, and they're all calling it out. Everybody's calling out fake meat. Everybody's and there's also, they are making the observation that I wanted people to make, which was, do you really think that these elites are going to be eating these bloody cockroaches and fake meat? And no, they're going to be.
They'll just put the price of meat up.
They'll have their £500 plate fucking Argentinian beef or bison, or or their endangered species. They still have their endangered species food parties and all of that crap.
Wow.
It really is.
We should have all read Danny the Champion of the World, didn't we?
Yeah.
We should know how to bring down a pheasant.
Donald Sutherland said it when he was interviewed after the Hunger Games, after he did I think it was the Phoenix, the one where they would. Is there one that's called the Phoenix, Rise of the Phoenix, or something? The third one. But anyway, he was talking to the younger people in the audience, and he was absolutely dead serious when he said it. He said, like, do you think this is just a film? This is what's coming. This is what they want. Like this whole idea of the elites and us. That's why they've eradicated the middle class.
It's funny, it's called the Rise of the Phoenix, isn't it? Because the Phoenix is the logo of the 33 degree.
Yeah. I watched so Jason yesterday talked about Night of the Comet, the film Night of the Comet. So I downloaded it. Right, I was like, right on that.
Yeah,
I watched it. I watched it today. It's fucking shit.
I know, definitely.
Oh God!
But there's
one of the worst. Dude, it's so bad. You have to watch it. It's so bad. You have to watch it. Right, the lead female, the lead girl in it. She is hot. She is very hot. But
it's probably my kind of film. I used to love Blake Seven. You can't get much worse than that.
It came out in 1984, so that, 1984.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the acting is terrible. The script is terrible. The storyline, if it could have been done a lot better, man. And it's quite a cool storyline, and it is. It's the Red Phoenix. Like, everybody turns into red dust, and those people that see, or they get when they're out. If they're out when the comet goes over, and they get touched by the light or the dust, then they get infected, and they end up turning into flesh-eating zombies. Right. So there's this flesh-eating zombie element to it, but it's all about
flesh-eating zombie.
But there's the ones that know. There's the ones that know that are meant to be the geniuses that all living underground. Yeah. And what they're doing is they're finding survivors and then bringing the survivors down and basically putting them under and just siphoning their blood, constantly siphoning their blood, because they've all been they made a mistake when they designed the underground place, and they had air ventilators, and the air ventilators brought the dust in, and they all got touched by the dust, so they're all infected. But it's all, it's like on a much slower rate. Their infection. Yeah. So they're trying to cure their own infection by taking the blood of the survivors that seem to have not been affected by it. Yeah. That's the general story. But yeah, oh God, it is like car crash TV, man, as far as the acting's concerned. But you got to watch it.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's one to work.
What are your plans this week? It's only Monday, isn't it? Well,
it's only Monday. Yeah, no, I've got 2 days in a garden in Brighton. I've got to basically do all their trees and shrubs, and there's a few things to do. A couple of apple trees, a couple of pear trees. I've got to take everything through the house. It's one of these Brighton homes where you've got a nice neat strip of land in the back garden.
Nice.
But yeah, so
you live on the level. I lived on the level in Brighton.
Oh yeah, I know level quite well.
I can't remember. I can't remember what it was called where my girlfriend lived, but I remember where it was. Like when you drove down, you drove underneath
the arches.
It was like the arches, went under the arches, and then made a left. And she lived in one of the estates up on the sort of hill on the left.
Yeah, I think there's a big cemetery up there as well, on the hillside there. Yeah. No, Brighton's quite a big place.
Yeah. Good fun.
Big place. Yeah. Brighton and Hove.
Isn't it funny how the pier burned down again? Like they totally destroyed it, didn't they? They made sure it was completely destroyed because that was fucking Tartarian.
They done tours on that. When I first went there, they used to take tours. Yeah, you'd have to wear like a hard hat, but that you could go on there, and it was untouched. A lot of pigeon shit there, but the old shooting galleries were there, and still, it's cool. That's a cool place.
Yeah, I think it was a bullshit. I think it was bullshit them closing it down. It wasn't because of structural. It wasn't because it's like they could have kept that up.
They were funding to build it, and Lord knows where the money went.
Well, it was wasn't it for sale at one point? You could buy it for £1.
Yeah, I think that was right.
Yeah.
But you had to it was on the proviso that you paid
for all
renovation.
Yeah.
It was so.
No, but I was brought up Southend Pier, which is the longest pier in the UK. That's a massive.
Southend.
Down Southend.
Southend.
So it's had a train on it. It used to have a train go all the way down the end. take you down there by train.
Cool.
Mate, I remember the first time I went to Southend. I think I went the first time. It's the first and only time I've been to Southend. And I was just like, no way, man. There's a beach and we're in fucking London.
Yeah, no,
This is brilliant.
just outside London.
Well, yeah, but I mean, to me, from Basingstoke, it's London, mate.
Yeah,
Southend
no,
is London.
Yeah, no, it's good times. Peter Pan's playground.
Yeah,
and the Kersal down the end there.
And Punch and Judy.
Yeah, down Punch and Judy. And the Lobster Smack, which was a big pub down the bottom there. So I had my first drink down the Lobster Smack. I was about 10 years old. Vodka and orange.
Okay, now.
Never forget it.
Don't mess around, eh?
No.
Go on then. What are you going to have? First
Never
drink, you want
vodka
a
and
taste of
orange.
beer? Shut up. Give me a screwdriver.
Yeah, I was with my uncle. He was from Germany. He
love
used to go around.
I love a Harvey Wallbanger.
Well, that's basically what he always used to drink. Harvey
That's
Wallbanger.
what that was. It was minus the Galliano, isn't it?
Yeah, and yeah, he was a funny guy. He just drives around Europe on his bike. So he had a big Harley Davidson and used to just come and pop over and see us every other year and take us out, and used to go and get drunk in this this little Lobster Smack. Quite funny. But yeah, those were the days. And then Roller City as well. Don't know if you know Roller City, big roller skating place.
No, I've heard of it. I've never been there, but
Yeah, well, it used to be at the old airport, and they cleared some of it down, and they were going to sell it all off. And my old man, he was going to buy it and turn it into an ice rink, because there wasn't the nearest ice rink was Romford. So they thought, but he stupidly told the landowner what he was going to do, and then it all fell through. And then all of a sudden, Roller City turned up, and he'd basically done it himself and got someone else in.
Yeah,
and made his millions.
Wow.
So my man was quite pissed off with that. That was his kind of retirement project years ago. But there you go.
Yeah, what about that Phones for You, dickhead? The Phones for You billionaire that turned around and said, "Oh, I'm not going to heat my mansion to stick it to Putin." That's like the Phones for You. That's, what is that, 1995?
Yeah.
He's a billionaire now.
wow.
Wow.
It's only numbers though, isn't it? They can't spend it really, can they? Can you spend that much?
Oh yeah, and Clayton Morris, right, from Redacted, is the same age as me. He said, I was watching him yesterday, and he said, yeah, I'm 45. I was like, shut up. I'm the same age as you bastard. I thought, because I look at him as older than me. I look at him as like an older man newsreader. So Ron DeSantis is a year younger than me.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Like, I know you've been past that. You're an old man now. I know both of you. You're both old men. You've been past that. But I've got to that. So I've got to the age now where it's like, whoa, like world leaders are like the same age. I'm in that age range where I could be a world leader. I'm old enough to be a world leader now. And do you know the funniest thing as well? I always said, no, fuck off. I wouldn't do that. But the way I see it going on, I want to be able to go in there and say, right, you can all stop fucking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw a brilliant thing today, right? Oh, it's fucking brilliant, right? It's what's his name? I Earl Grey. And he showed this guy, and he gives this. He does a chart, and basically, if you want to know what's going to happen, there's two factors.
Yeah.
All right. This is how much you're going to fuck about. All right. And this one is sort of, you know, the magnitude of what will happen. So basically, if you're only going to fuck about a little bit, you know, not much is going to happen. And he puts it. This is what Russia's saying basically. So if you want to know what's going to, if you're going to fuck about a lot,
this is what's going to happen.
This is what's going to happen if you're going to fuck about a lot. All right. So it's up to you. What happens is up to you. How much you fuck about determines how much is going to happen. I thought it was fucking hilarious. He did it much better, and his pen worked. But
I think there was one. There's one about that and his wife as well.
What's that?
I've seen one about him and his wife on his board.
Yeah.
How much do you do for your wife, and what happens?
Oh,
oh,
that's
Clayton. If you don't do much, you don't get much. You know, you don't get hardly anything. But
yeah,
if you go all the way and you show everything, the amount you get from it.
It's true. It's true, man.
What you put in, you get out. Simple as that.
Oh, he's done well there, though. She's lovely. Natalie Morris is bloody lovely. She's just so sweet and innocent. Like, she really does seem to be really naive. You know, even though she was a news anchor for mainstream, she's still really so naive, man.
Yeah, well.
So what are your plans?
Perfectly conditioned, aren't they?
Well, I suppose we all were, weren't we? The only reason we woke up to it is because we were put into situations and circumstances, or we weren't ever, we were kept in situations and circumstances. We never got to that state, never got to. I never got a record deal with fucking Sony. I never got on TV, I never got those sort of opportunities to keep me in the bubble and to make me want to stay in the bubble. I was spat out of the bubble.
I think all of us have got a question as well, though. We've all got a burning question.
Yeah.
And whether or not that we even know what this question is, but we know we've got this big burning question in all of us. I can see it in all of us, but I can't see it in everyone else.
No.
I can see it in us. I can see that there's a big question, and some of us are answering each other's questions.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not. Maybe there's lots of questions, but there's definitely more questions than answers at the moment. But the other people, they don't care.
Every
they
question,
don't care about any question or any answer.
Every answer, answers just lead to a myriad of more questions.
Yeah. But that's we are the inquisitive ones.
Critical.
We want to know. We want to know.
But we're still utilizing critical thinking where we're weighing up. We're trying to find different sources of information about the same thing to be able to weigh up and use discernment over what might actually be going on. Like, there's more than one side to any story, and we know that. We're not going to accept one source of information. We want to hear it cited by others. We want to, do our due diligence.
Yeah,
it has to be. And because for so long we just accepted things, I still have to be careful, because you might get something, a bit of information from a trusted source, and because I got it from a trusted source, not bother doing any background into it, but really should,
Mhm.
because it's, you know, complacent not to.
Yeah, well, if it hits that frequency, you should be looking into it, because that'll answer other things as well that other people haven't even come across. And then you'll be that person that is giving out that new information that no one has ever heard of before. You know,
Well,
not that you want credit for it, it's because it's answered a question. You know,
I feel like sometimes I say things and people say, "Wow, I really like the way you said that. I like the way you put that." And I don't feel like I've said anything that anybody doesn't really already know.
Yeah.
But I might have just
But you've just said it to someone that
analogized it.
hasn't heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, I analogized it in a way that just
Sank right in.
confirms it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's lots of things that tie together. You know, it's like tritones. When you play two tones together, it plays another tone, you know, that you can't play with any kind of keys at all. You know, when you answer these questions, you get two answers and they're both right, and they both lead you in two different directions, you know, and it opens up new things.
Yeah.
Right, that makes me think of the you know, in Labyrinth. This is from somewhere else, right? This is from some old teaching, but in Labyrinth, where she comes to the doors, and one always tells the truth and one always lies.
Yeah.
Right, that's I don't think that's what we're dealing with. But you know, it's like there's a left and right, and it's not that one always tells the truth and one always lies. They all lie.
Yeah. Well, you either know or you don't. You're misled. You either know that you know the absolute truth, or you're misled, or you do not know.
Is there an absolute truth?
Well,
how many absolute truths are there?
Well, there can only be one absolute truth, and that can be that is what everyone is trying to find as a collective consciousness. But we'll probably never all see that one truth. But that's what we're all aspiring to find, you know.
In our everyday existence, though, if you were to say, well, it's like what I was saying about knowledge, what I've said before about knowledge, where I can say I know something. It's gnosis for me. I know something because I know it's true.
Yeah.
But as soon as I express it or analogize it or whatever, you know, as soon as I tell somebody, unless that person knows it too through their own experience, it's not knowledge, and it will only be seen as an opinion or a point of view. The only things that we can agree on are absolute truths, which are things like in roughly 13 minutes time, it will be the 11th of October. It will be, because we're both on the same time, we're both on Greenwich Mean Time. So it will be the 11th of October. It will be Tuesday, the 11th of October.
But for one person in the chat,
you know that, I know
one
that.
person in the chat that's watching this live at now, it's not going to be for them. So that can't be an
absolute. It'd be 420 for them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously putting in all the stipulations of the Greenwich Mean Time and everything, like, so it will be in Greenwich Mean Time. It will be 12 o'clock on the 11th of the 10th, and that we can all agree. You know, we can agree on that. But anything, if I say but I know what's going on with the anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Because no one's either, you know, seen your thoughts exactly to get to your conclusion, or witnessed, you know, exactly what you've witnessed standing next to you, then it's speculation and not knowledge.
Even if they, well, yeah, actually, no, yeah.
But speculative knowledge, you can, you know, if someone's telling you a skill and telling you how to do something, and you're doing it for the first time and it's worked, and you've had no clue on how to ever do that before, and you would have had to have got someone in to do that for you, that's knowledge. Whether it was speculative because the guy could have been saying any bullshit to you, but because you've physically worked it out and done it, yeah, that's still a knowledge. That's still
the other thing as
inherited.
well.
Yeah.
The other thing is that you do, like, none of us can lie to ourselves about this. We know what we know, right? And we can give it the big I am about the other things that we think we know, but we're not too sure on. But we know. Yeah, no, I know about that. But really, deep down, we all know what we know, which is fuck all. Like,
Yeah,
really,
we don't know anything. Yeah.
We can feel really strongly about stuff. I can feel, I kind of know that this has all happened already, and that's why we are where we're meant to be, because it's already happened. So where else would we be? You know, and how else would we have got here? Because it's already happened. It's just that it's taken our consciousness time to go through the motions and catch up with it, so that, you know, it's up to speed. Once we get to where we're going, then we'll be up to speed fully with what's just happened.
Oh, I think it's, yeah.
One of the things I hate is uncertainty. And
yeah, that's why we've got good imagination. You know,
but good imaginations can work against you. That's the worst thing. Right, so I've got an amazing imagination. I can do pretty much
speculate many things
in my mind, but unfortunately that means that my mind can just go to the worst places really quickly. Like not to my, you know, it's like, God, no, I don't want to think about that. It's almost like it feels like something's trying to make me imagine these bad things, so that's what I'm focused on, so that's what happens. So whenever I think about it, I then have to cancel any spell or attachment or anything, you know, to that thought. Now that thought doesn't mean anything. That's just a thought. Let it go and disappear, you know? Because I know that's not what I used to do. Like 10 years ago, that's not what I was doing. 10 years ago, I would focus on those thoughts, and then I'd sit there and the hole would get deeper and darker and deeper and darker, and I'd fucking,
yeah. But that's when you're first getting into this. You know, it's you've managed to.
Oh no, this was before getting into this.
Sift your way through. Yeah, but that's probably what led you into this.
When you get older,
you
can easily block stuff out when you get older. Fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Very easily. Yeah.
Your brain matures and you learn to control your emotions as well. You know, and it's
and you start to you realize what actually ego is all about as well. You know.
What's that? Say that again.
When you get older, you start to find out what your ego was really all about.
Oh yes, yeah, definitely. You start to laugh at yourself. That's when
do I? Fucking hell, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm just glad I'm back on Earth, proper, you know. few tail ends to sort out, but I'm back. I'm happy. Yeah, yeah, I'm bloody happy.
Yeah, man.
Good feeling.
Well, we got stuff to do. We got.
I just hope I can stop other kids going down the road I did, you know. But yeah, it's not for me to tell them, but at least, you know, give them some warning that it ain't a glamorous lifestyle in the end. It's not a pretty road, you know. And you stand there and you start seeing people that, like, when you see people awake that have awakely awakened, I kind of feel left behind. I'm like, you tit, you really did fuck up, Lizzo. But it's like, no, your brain's still strong. You know, well, it's getting better.
Yeah.
But boy, did I fuck up, man.
No, but the thing is, right, you need to stop
Whipping myself.
You
yeah.
did what you need. You did what you needed to do. This was part of your journey, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
was-
People
and
it out to me. It's been really polite about it to me. You know, they're quite nice.
but it was part of your journey, dude, and it was the only way it could. It was the only way it could play out.
I can't deny I
had
enjoyed it, but it was a sin. You know, a big sin.
No, but that's if you think about it in biblical paradigm terms. You know, it wasn't necessarily a sin, like sin. At the end of the day, what is that? Sin.
My brothers, and they've forgiven
sin
me.
and cause. I think, isn't it? Sin and cause. It's frequency, sine waves, and cosine, or something. Isn't it? I just remember sin and cause. But it was your journey, mate. It was. This time round, this was the way it was going to be done, and you couldn't do it any other way. If you hadn't gone and done what you did, then something else would have happened. You know.
Before I was born, they said, "Look at the chart. That's what you pick. You're going to be." Did I really pick? Did I really pick? Tranny, did I really pick that? I fucking did. What a joke. Sorry, I should.
No, what you picked was. Dude, what you picked was unconventional.
Yeah, thank you.
You wanted to be unconventional. You saw an opportunity. No, but it was it was part of this journey. Maybe the whole point was so that you could help, because we're going to have a big problem with a lot of young people.
Yeah, let's get serious. Yeah.
And you're going to be in a really good.
If I can stop one kid taking female hormones, it's the hormones I'm into. You know,
I would say, because you've been extremely honest about your motivations, right? Why you did it, and I would say that that's definitely not. I know it's definitely not all. It's not. That's not everybody's motivation for doing it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
I know. I've known.
Yeah, I've got to be fair. Yeah.
It's like you're the. Yeah, I've known and been friends with 2 transsexual. Well,
yeah, mine came from perversion and ego, really, and my mother bringing me up as her daughter. That's where mine got a bit screwed up.
Right, listen.
Felt female, you know, for one.
But because of your upbringing, that's not your fault.
Yeah,
there was something repressed in you, right? There was something repressed in you. Your mum brought you up as her daughter, which was kind of forcing an identity onto you, and then that was conflicting with. So you were like, okay, well, I'm a bloke, but hey, it'd be good fun to have some tits, and you know, and there's a market there as well. There's a good,
you didn't know anything else.
There's a lot of men that go for that. So
you didn't know anything else.
That's
your upbringing.
Yeah,
and and you lived in a time. You grew up in a time where
it was very flamboyant in the 80s. The 80s was at the hype of it, the biggest part of it, really, with the makeup. I mean, it was easy to slide in that style. You know, very easy. It was very gender bending in the 80s, wasn't it? With your Boy Georges and
because exactly, the whole fashion, Boy George, glam rock, You know,
Yeah.
I met
all of
Boy
that.
George. I met Boy George in the 90s in Soho Square.
Fucking hell, my
Got good brain.
favourite.
Good brain, innit?
Adamant, mate, Adamant. I was absolutely crazy about Adamant. 4 years old, like stand and deliver.
And deliver
He was
your
covered in
money.
makeup. The
Yeah.
lad's
Yeah,
covered in
yeah.
makeup.
Yeah.
Mm.
Good God, Diana Dawes in his videos and stuff like that.
Duran Duran.
Yeah.
Yes, Duran Duran,
Yeah.
Spandau
Wham.
Ballet, Wham.
Um,
God, you gotta have
well,
faith.
even Billy Idol, you know,
Yeah.
legends like Billy
Oh
Idol.
God, and of course, what's his name? Oh God, what's his name? Got done for doing things with children in Thailand, or they caught him out in Thailand. Gary Glitter. Gary Glitter.
Glitter. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh.
then, of course, you had the likes of Bananarama, man, and the Bangles as well. Used to love them, the Bangles.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I thought the Bangles were all trans.
Who's that? The Bangles.
I thought all the Bangles were trans.
They might have been, mate. I don't know. I didn't really have the hots for the Bangles so much. I liked some of the. Oh no, the Bangles. No, I did. Yeah, what's her name? The lead singer of the Bangles.
I used to like Roxanne.
She was gorgeous, and like I've said this, like if Natalie Portman, it turns out Natalie Portman is a fucking man. I don't know if that'd stop me like, you know, aesthetically to look at. That's not a man to look at, and that's the whole point. It's like, you know, so it's a very confusing subject.
It's like as I told you the other day, my clients, they used to they said, I'm not gay. It's like, well, I think you are from this angle, love, you know? From where I'm you know? You definitely are. No, I'm not. And I can't explain it. Can't explain it to my wife, you know. It's like, don't explain it to your wife. You know, you're paying my yeah.
Teach him a lesson.
Yeah. Phew, gee. As long as I
it doesn't go that far. Like I don't know if Natalie, but like no. I don't do the anal thing. Not even with girls.
What, channel hopping?
Yeah, I don't do. It's just every single fucking time I've ever done it, I've ended up having to stop and go and jump in the shower and say that. Yeah, no, sorry, got to clean that off. No, I can smell it. I'm sorry, no, I can't carry on. No.
Yeah, always clean your car up before somebody gets it.
And the thing is, how many girls have got a fucking douche in their shower that they can just go and sort it out?
Yeah.
You know. So anyway,
little science to it all, isn't there? Like do the math.
This conversation is gone now again.
Yeah, sorry. Love
anyway, back to Zelensky.
Yeah, to be ready to all this. Sorry, guys. Don't bring an ex-tart on your show. That's what I say.
I'm going to jump in the chat room and say hello to everybody in the chat. Boynich, how you doing, mate? How you doing? Erasure, yes. Erasure, God. They were brilliant, man. He had the highest voice. What is it?
He had a high voice. But Simply Red had a high voice as well, didn't he? Mickey Hucknall.
What song is that? Oh, don't you leave me this way. Don't leave me this way.
Jimmy
Wow, I wish I can sort of. If I heard that song, I'd suddenly the lyrics would come back. If I was singing along with it, the lyrics would come back. Pet Shop Boys were brilliant, mate.
Yeah. Pet Shop Boys.
Bowie was a little bit overrated, in my opinion. I'm sorry. He was all right, but I think the only reason he went to the meteoric fame was because he was
That's
a
been
bit
sort
of a weirdo,
Mm.
a complete fucking weirdo, and that's why he was like,
Yeah, he stood out, wasn't he? He
really stood out. I mean, fair play
was
to him. I did love Labyrinth. That was
I've
brilliant.
seen it. I've seen
very
that.
punkish, wasn't he? He was like, you know,
He was very yeah, he was adamant kind
it
of
was
punk rock,
classic punk,
glam,
I'd call
wear
it.
makeup, you know. And you look at the what is it, the video that he did with Mick Jagger, dancing on the streets,
Yeah.
thingy. Have you ever seen that without the
Yeah,
music?
so
track?
camp, isn't it? That's skipping
you seen-
around.
but they're still making the noises and
Oh, yeah, the one where they take the music out.
yeah, when they take the
Oh
music
my
out,
God.
it is so
Yeah.
camp, man. That all their
Yeah.
moves, that
They are funny. I like some of the girl you know, the girls who do, what's that thing where they shake their asses about? What do they do? I can't.
Well, wow, that narrows it down a bit.
Oh, do you know
tweaking.
Yeah, tweaking.
Twerking.
There's some
Twerking.
ones where they take
Twerking,
the music
tweaking.
out. Where they take the music out, like the Jagger video. There's
Right.
I don't know these modern stars' names, but they are hilarious. I don't know their names.
I have no time
you-
for
They're
this.
old.
Has anybody seen the Pentaverati? There's the one they did one season or 2 seasons with Mike Myers. The Pentaverate. I call it the Pentaverati because that's how they would actually pronounce it. It's where it's the Pentaverate. They're the real secret secret club. Basically, the Illuminati are the ones that everybody knows all about. But
Yeah.
the Pentaverati are the secret ones that actually do good. They're the good secret society, but they're not. You know, like the people that they get
double whammy.
And there's only 5 of them, and they're the way they started was it was 5 doctors that basically called the Black Plague as a pandemic.
Yeah.
And or they were the ones that
Who?
they pushed the narrative. They pushed the narrative that it was the who?
Yeah.
Who'd you say?
Who did you say?
But they it's all from the Black Plague, right? It's all based that's where they started, was the Black Plague. Well, that's where we're saying the first reset narrative for them to take over was.
Yeah. And have a census, wasn't it?
It was all pushed through Parliament very quick with the fire going on, wasn't it? I believe.
Yeah.
Well, we had the fire as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was the fire and the plague.
There's so much chaos. That's when they
1666, Sestuike Charles II, Admiralty Law.
Yeah.
That's what we've been talking about. That this whole straw man thing, being lost at sea.
I smell a rat thing, man.
Carlsberg.
This claiming your freedom. I smell a rat, a big one in this.
Isn't Carlsberg 1666?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you claim for your,
let's drink to that.
you claim for your,
I think
you've got a noose around your head. If you,
I think it's a very well. No, I know that postal mechanics are a very real thing. Right, if being postmaster general of your documents and all of that
sounds too good to be true, though. But we talk
the trust thing. The trust thing sounds too good to be true. But do you know what is also, I think, a psyop?
Yeah.
No, is the thought that something can be too good to be true, because I think that we can sabotage our own potential to manifest something. We can absolutely confirm that they want us manifesting this future that they want. The only way it's going to happen is if we focus on it too, so that it manifests, and we keep focused on what they want us focused on, so that it manifests, right? So if we just focus on
They would be laughing at me now, saying, "Is that dimwit going to really be able to focus and sort itself out?" It's like...
Mate, I'm sure there's plenty of people thinking that about me as well.
I've eaten too many Kinder Surprise eggs. I think my imagination is completely fucked. You know.
But dude, I'm really bad at practicing what I preach because my mind's going all over the place about this going to Ecuador. It's not about going to Ecuador. I'm absolutely on board to go to Ecuador.
It's already there, achievable.
Yeah, it's just the getting there, right? And the only reason it's the getting there is because I'm taking these 2 dogs with me. I want to take my dogs with me. So it's just the only anxiety, right? And also, like today, I was thinking. Well, I woke up thinking about it. I went out, for our morning walk, and I'm outside in just a vest, a vest and trucky bottoms and some flip flops, and it's 7:45 in the morning. The sun's just coming up, and it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful, man. It's like the perfect climate for me. Nothing's aching, nothing hurts.
Nice.
It's all cool. And as I'm walking, I'm just suddenly remembered what it's like in the UK and how much it hurts, how much all my bones ache, and my fucking head, the back of my head is like. It's like I've just got a permanent headache all the fucking time unless I can warm the back of my head up. So it's like wear a load of scarves and a fucking hoodie or back of my head freezes. My feet, my feet,
I get cold
they
feet,
hurt so much. And my hip, my knee and everything. It's like fucking, and it's getting colder. If I go in a month's time, it's coming into winter. We've got all this bullshit with the fucking energy, and they're saying that they're going to do 3-hour blackouts and, all of this crap. The pound's fucking dropped. It's just worthless. Everything seems to be getting worse, not better. So it's like,
just go straight to Ecuador, darling.
No, I can't. I have to stop. I have to stop over. I can't just fly.
Oh, you've got real reasons to come back here to sort out things.
Yeah, I have to do a stopover somewhere. Right. So if I'm going to do a stopover somewhere, I really have to do it in the UK so I can come and meet people, catch up with people, catch up with my family, with my cousins.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I don't know your situ that well, but yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So.
Oh, bless that.
It's just, but then there's all these really cool reasons to look forward to being in England for a bit. Cosmo.
Hello.
Cosmo.
Hello.
I love the way his eyes light up like that, like golden hexagons.
Wow. Look at you. A pretty dog. Hello. Beats that. Oh.
It's the thing. Golden retrievers, they are all the same. They've all got their own unique characters, but they're still all the same as well. They were just all so docile.
Cute.
Love them.
Sweet. Oh, nice moment.
So yeah, I've been watching a bit more of Lost Mines in Wales.
Yeah,
because the Just the thought of being able to go and do something like that. The opportunities to do things are just so much more in the UK. It makes sense.
They seem to be doing it. Look at what the boys do. Paul Cook's doing. He's doing tremendous, that kid. Isn't he?
Paul, yeah.
Amazing kid.
I sort of, I didn't like what is said about John.
Well,
I have my own misgivings about John, but I'll pass through it.
yeah, but Paul's a young, isn't he? He's a young lad, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, people bitch a bit, don't they? You know. They mean well. They all mean well, I'm sure. You know.
Trouble is with us blokes is we've all got egos. We've all got egos.
Yeah.
We all get triggered. We all get, you know. I'm the worst. I'm fucking.
I think they've got such intertwined fan bases. I think those two will sort it out in their own way. You know, it's inevitable, really. You know.
Well,
yeah, there's quite a mix of, you know, you've got university mud flood as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you've got a crew that kind of really thinks that everything is an animal, or, you know, previously an animal that's the size of a mountain range. You know,
mud flood
and vice versa. You know, there's a dragon which is in fact a mountain range, and the dragon was eating this. I think it was a snake.
What's his name? Is it Graham or I think it's Graham or something? Isn't it? Mud Flood University.
Yeah, Mud Flood University. I mean, it's really interesting stuff, and
he's
you know,
one of the statues that he was saying, this is absolutely basically this was a giant, and he was really like, this is absolutely a giant. And I went and looked into it. You can see the construction. You can see they've got construction pictures of him when they were actually sculpting it, when they made it. It's a sculpture.
Yeah.
It's a, you know, it's like the old man. It's the old man in the tree, you know, and he's got all the moss hanging off him and stuff. It's that guy, and they've got the construction photos of it.
Oh, Wooden Nichols down, didn't he?
Wooden Nichols. I love Wooden Nichols.
They've taken him down. He's gone.
Yeah, he's no longer
taking him down.
Everyone's back. I think
it happens to the best of us. What can I say?
Yeah,
I've still not managed to even get 1,000 of my 5,000 subs back from my 007 channel.
But that means now I don't think he's allowed back on YouTube as a platform.
Yeah, total ban, isn't it? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Totally gone.
That is interesting.
Yeah. And I think it was on the grounds of, well, I shouldn't really say because I really don't know. So, but yeah, he got taken down permanently. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, right? He was bang on. I love
he
this.
Was
he had integrity, right?
Yeah, lovely lad. Really nice.
Absolutely had integrity, and he was completely honest about, you know, the mud flood thing and that. And he said, "Yeah, look, I kind of got on the, you know,
Hey, YouTube, please put him back on. I'll be over if you put him back on. I love you, YouTube. Please put him back on. There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
I have the fingers crossed behind my back.
Do you know what? I was going to say something, and then straight away, I thought again about that video that Hippie Shake shared, the nurse, and I thought about, you know, putting chains on people, and I thought maybe it'll work. Maybe it works with YouTube as well. You know, all I keep doing is reconfirming and stating what, you know, that YouTube is a certain type, and they are certain types of people, and they always do this and they always do that, you know, and always speaking badly about them.
Yeah.
I
do say YouTube, please bring him back. Let him off. Go on, please. There you go. They won't.
The YouTube AI probably just thinks that I'm just a wanker.
But at the end of the day, it's such an easy platform. It's such an easy way. I've met so many people through it. You know, it's really hard to do other platforms. You know, I suppose it isn't that hard, but it's just because this is
feel
so
the
easy.
same, though, does it? It's weird. It
You know.
doesn't. Odyssey doesn't feel the same as YouTube. Neither does
No,
Rumble.
no, it's completely different kind
It's
of.
like
you know.
Razzle against Mayfair, isn't it? Razzle against Playboy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I want to go back to Rumble because I do appreciate not having to be worried about what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know? But to be fair, now that the whole coof has blown over and we've all got used to code words, you know, I don't really worry about it now. I don't think we really say anything that's, you know,
That's too overboard. As long as we
it's out of order. And also we have, I know that our disclaimers and stuff, you know, it all counts basically.
The thing is, shows like this, we're talking on the cuff. Is that the word to say it? On impulse. So it's hard to muzzle yourself.
Off the cuff. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's hard to muzzle yourself, you know. I mean, yeah, you put your disclaimer up like now, which is pretty decent, really. You know.
Yeah, well,
it's hard, you know, because you're going online live with sometimes with adrenaline rush of what you've just seen or heard, you know. You know, you're going to react. They've got to understand. Well, they do understand that, don't they? It's political.
I know. I'm never saying anything to intentionally. Really, I mean, all right. I don't mind if I offend certain people.
Yeah, but you don't set out to, but deliberately, do you? It's just
I'm not setting out to intentionally. Yeah, no, not anyone. I mean, it's the malicious people that are claiming things.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
They're not authentically claiming. They're just like, you know, no, I want that. I want that badge. Oh, give me that badge. I'm a victim. I'm going to be a victim of everything. But
they need to grow.
Plain Drifter, how you doing? How you doing, mate? Good to see you. And Mighty Atom as well. And Calm What You Like, the Dazzy. I love that name.
Gary Iveson.
Hey?
Drifter.
Gary Iveson.
Shari is in, yeah. She was in earlier.
Yeah,
I haven't seen her chatting for a while. 17 Joys here, and Morgan, Lion of Tartaria, Just JP,
love the
Arthur
line.
Effie. Good to see you, Arthur. And I saw somebody mention Mr. Mensa, but I haven't seen Mr. Mensa in my chat since I did the Fourth Way. He was listening to those, every one of those, and then I stopped doing the Fourth. Oh, and Angel Wings, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I stopped doing the Fourth Way, and he kind of dropped off. But do you know why I stopped reading the Fourth Way? Because I started noticing that it was like there was like 300 pages left to read, but they were repeating. They were just repeating them. They kept repeating themselves. So I was like, I think something happened, and they just like kept repeating it into the PDF, or I don't know. But
will you excuse me? I'll drain the spuds.
Yeah, go for it.
If you get what I mean.
Well, 22 minutes past midnight. 23.
Yeah, I'm going to go and take the dog for a quick walk in a minute.
I'm going to have to take the dogs out.
Yeah.
I got Canito's just fallen asleep on my lap.
I know that if I don't, it will only wake me up in about an hour's time.
Yeah. It's the same with Alfie. If I don't take him out before I go to bed, he'll wake me up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Cosmo, he won't just wake me up. He'll wake everyone up. Bless him.
Well, yeah, I've only got me to worry about, innit?
Yeah.
He jumps up on a bed. he jumps up on the bed and he'll put his paws on my chest because I'm laid on my back. No, he just like shoves his paws on my chest, and I wake up and he's just looking at me like, "Come on then, we're gonna go."
Yeah,
I need a piss. You didn't take me out earlier.
I'll be by the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my teddy bears in shot, were they?
What's that?
All my teddy bears, were they all in shot?
No.
Oh, do you know what? I didn't notice. I actually didn't notice. But you got a gollywog.
I love him, Banjo. I love him. Mm.
They are
I love him.
controversial.
I know, but
Do you
why?
remember when
He's
they got
beautiful.
banned, didn't they?
Yeah, he's a darling. Sorry, I'm 59. You're like, "Ugh."
Yeah, and do you know what? I remember that my nan had a couple. She had a couple of them.
Yeah.
She loved them.
My mum had.
I've really done
My
it
man had
tonight.
those.
I come on the show with a tin hat on, and the show a golly. I hope you
My
don't
parents
get. I hope you
my
don't
parents
get
had
whacked. I hope you
famous
don't
ones
whip
with
your
the-
ass for this.
the felt cuss out children that are holding hands, and one of them was a gollywog at the end.
Wow.
Remember those ones?
Yeah.
I've still
very
got the
70s.
I've still got the little Sam book with the tiger and the butter runs. I've still got the original of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've still got that one. Beautiful
It
drawing.
shows you how, you know.
Beautiful drawings, you know. Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you
But
remember
I love my golly so much. He's just I love him so much.
Did your nan have porcelain dolls as well?
Yeah.
Like,
I think I used to have a lot.
Porcelain face. Not they were almost, there was something almost anime about them.
Yeah.
But
That's what got me.
tried to go lifelike, weren't they?
That's what got me into making puppets was the porcelain dolls, you know. The
marionettes. They're not
yeah.
puppets. Marionettes.
I made quite a few. This one I made quite a few years ago. But I do. It's entertaining children. Who wants to? It's my own fault. It's my paranoia. I was entertaining children in Brighton. People were fine with it, but I just felt it was wrong. I know I'm stupid. It was in my head, but the tide was turning then, you know, and people were sort of like pointing fingers.
Punch and Judy was big, you know.
I wanted to do that on Brighton Beach so much, you know, because the guy who used to do it, he went, and it was the slot was there, and I didn't take it when I had the chance. Yeah, that's very rare. You see that on the beach nowadays.
Yeah,
Punch and Judy. Yeah,
I should do one there
because it promoted violence.
Yeah,
battery.
Yeah.
I had a friend who was an entrepreneur and took two big pythons to Southend seafront onto the pier, and you could have your photos taken with these huge pythons.
Wow.
And he made thousands.
I remember doing that, getting my picture taken with a huge python, but I can't remember what pier it was on. I think it might have been in Mallorca, but it might have been in the UK, like on Brighton.
It was Southend. It would have been him because there was only one person.
Oh, well,
a huge yellow one, and then an albino one.
I made a strip. Me and my friend made a stripper vicar in a box, and you paid a penny and put your eye against the box stripper with nipple tassels on. Little.
Did you get a black eye when you came off of it?
No, we didn't think of that, but we made a few pennies on that.
He'd walk around and like, here's the one. He's the one. Yeah, he's been down there.
No, I wouldn't have thought of that.
He's been at it.
Yeah, I should have done that. Yeah,
stitch you right up. They have.
Oh.
I remember seeing the old, the old, they're like
peep show, the butler saw.
Yeah, right? But it was like the peep, like the peep show ones and stuff where, I forget where that was. I forget where that was where I saw that.
It's probably Southend. You probably had them at your place, Sniper, didn't you? Yeah, what the
So
Butters.
maybe I have been
Or
to
Bournemouth,
Southend.
maybe.
Yeah.
Bournemouth.
Oh yeah, Bournemouth. Bournemouth.
They're
They were
quite big on peep shows.
cool.
Anyway, listen, I'm gonna have to shoot.
No
Yeah,
worries, mate.
I'm going to
No
retire,
worries.
Rick. Let you get your early night. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't
Yeah.
call the. These apologies. Sorry.
Eh?
I said I was going to go as well, but I don't want to just dump you in the middle of. I feel like a rat sinking a ship job. Well,
Have you got to be up in the morning, Lizzo?
Have I, Ek? No.
There you
No.
go. Right.
No.
Well, you can make the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, I will do indeed. Yeah.
All right. Well, love you all.
All right, mate. Much love.
Good night.
Take care, boys.
See you
care.
tomorrow.
Good night.
Night, all in chat. Take care.
See you later, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Ricky. At least we managed to wake you up from your sleepyhead earlier on. Yeah.
Hey, I was ready to go to sleep. I was ready to go. I was, like I said, there was one point where I was like this. I was fine. I'd fucking drill. Like, oh my god! I was just sat there. I've been watching. I don't even know how it happens. You know, I'm just like 1 minute I'm watching TV, and the next minute I've had a stroke. You know, and I hadn't had it. Obviously, I hadn't had a stroke. I was just, yeah, I'd just fallen asleep. But I remember. I suppose I remember my eyes getting heavy.
Yeah, I was going to retire before I came on here. Yeah. So I didn't sleep last night. I didn't want to dream with that moon out there. I thought I'm going to stay awake until the sun comes up. I didn't want my dreams to go to sleep with that. There was a fun harvest moon last night.
Yeah, big harvest moon. Yeah, and Jupiter.
I don't like full moon. I like to stay awake. Yeah.
So I used to. It was always full moon. Was always when I always knew it was full moon because I always get a hankering for something. And I'd be like, "Oh, it's fucking full moon. That's why I'm like this."
Wow.
And it's not. That's stopped now.
What's hankering? Hankering's like I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd just get, I'd be like,
well, like a werewolf. Oh.
Yeah, but this is back in the day when I used to enjoy the Devil's Dandruff. So it was full moon. I'd get a hankering for the Devil's Dandruff.
I lost my teeth through that, man. I lost my teeth.
But I didn't smoke it, mate. I never smoked it.
No, I was always like,
no. I wised up to that one along, like, especially when I realized what they were, because it was getting so bashed.
oh.
But like back when you were doing it, it was pretty good stuff you were getting. It wasn't basically your face was numb by the end of the night.
Very naughty and childish, yes, but I did. Yeah.
That you get it nowadays, mate. You get it nowadays, and it doesn't, or like a couple of years ago, doesn't numb your face anymore. It does, it's not like you do 2 toots and that's it. You're like, yeah, mate, that's good shit. My whole face has gone numb, or you do, or they cut it with what's it called?
Don't think
cut it with benzocaine or something, so that you do get the numbness, but you don't get the nothing else. But yeah, it's not. It's so bashed. It's like synthetic. A couple of years ago, it seemed that all was around was synthetic. Really, it wasn't. It didn't. Or they said it was something to do with the way they were transporting it, because they weren't. It was being transported as a liquid. It wasn't being transported as a powder anymore. It was being transported as a liquid, and so their refining process to get it back was different, so it didn't smell the same anymore.
It's like marijuana when we were kids. So far I am. When we used to smoke it, everybody would giggle. Giggles. Where nowadays you see people, they're just longed out and mashed, and you're like, why aren't you giggling? Yeah?
It's like because back then the level, it wasn't so strong. wasn't as strong as it is now. And also, all we could really get our hands on was solids, soap bar, gold bar, red bar, you know, red seal, gold seal, and maybe weed. You could get weed, but it was weed that was full of seeds, and it was twiggy, and it was a different high. It was, you know, it was a high, whereas you'd get stoned. You'd get really stoned on solid, but you get high on weed. And then every now and again, somebody might get their hands on some real skunk, and it'd be like, whoa, yeah. And that, like, yeah, it'd blow you away. You'd be giggling the whole night. But it's like, it's a tolerance thing, isn't it? I think it's just a tolerance thing. I used to giggle like, fuck. Like,
get a bit nuts on it, so to speak, but
I think I was listening to Ben Shapiro was going off on one about it, and he's like really anti it. But when he was talking about teenagers smoking it, I had to agree with him. I was like, yeah, like if teenagers now smoke the shit that's available now, that's gonna scramble their brains.
Yeah, the little darlings. Yeah.
Absolutely scramble their brains, because I've seen the effect that just red seal and gold seal had on my mates that went to, when I was in school, when they were 13, 14, they were smoking solid, smoking marijuana, and now they can't touch it. They can't touch any marijuana because they go into paranoid psychosis.
Yeah, careful what you're smoking, young'uns. We're warning you. Common sense.
And it is more addictive now.
I'm such an old.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
I definitely. The fact that I don't think you really grow up until you're in your 30s. And even then, not necessarily.
They're still young at 30, I think.
I think you're not really capable of being.
I mean, the ego.
Because I'm still not grown up, mate. I'm still not grown up.
No, it hits you when you hit 50. That's when reality and the ego says, right, time to put you back in your box. You know, and it's kind of nice. I mean, as I say, I'm 59, and I quite like it. There's a nice feeling. You know,
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being in my 50s. I'm not. It's not bothering me at all to be older.
Beautiful feeling, it really is.
I mean, it's going to be like, I'm 50, mate.
I feel younger in a different way. You know, it's like it's a different version of feeling young.
And I do. Like, I absolutely maintain that we are going to right. So Jared Kushner has kind of hinted at it himself. Jared Kushner said, you know, after he was working for Trump, he wanted to work on his body and, you know, just get fit and everything, because he believes that we are going to be either the last generation to die or we're going to live forever. I mean, they're one and the same thing.
So I feel an Oasis song coming on there somehow.
But the thing is, it's kind of how I feel about, like, it's it's the culmination of what I've said, where, you know, these lifetimes are all training, you know, like, to get us to be able to master being in control of an avatar here on Earth, or in this sort of environment. Like, so Jason thinks it's this, but for real on the outside. This is a simulation. Yeah, archaics. So Jason says this is, you know, the possibility is that this is a simulation.
Yeah.
Well, what's it simulating? It's simulating what exists on the real, you know, out there, but simulating it in here. Once we pass all the tests, master the control of our avatars, which is 100% emotions. It's all about the emotions.
It's like we're the Grand Theft Auto game.
Yes,
that's how I feel. We actually are. We are Grand Theft Auto.
Yes,
for real, and then you get to the real world if you tick the right box.
And did you watch Free Guy?
No, I haven't. I've heard of it. It's like Truman Show-ish.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah,
It's better.
I'll probably.
You've got to watch it with a childish mindset, like with a imagine that you were 11 years old watching it again. You know, it's because it's like I could have sat there and torn it to pieces, right? Picked holes in it all over the place. Yeah, that's Illuminati. That's programming. That's, you know, look at that symbolism. Look at that. And because it was in November last year when I'd had this really profound spiritual experience, and I was really in touch with the 11-year-old kid still in me. And so I sat down and watched it as the 11-year-old version of me. And it was like, rah, this is fucking brilliant, man. But with still the knowledge and everything that I know is still there. So it was sort of
different angle, both angles.
Yeah, it was like being able to see how they're trying to they're trying to demonstrate what it is that me and loads of other people were trying to say, that we've got way more control than we realize. You know, we have to take it. We have to take control because this is it doesn't go all the way saying what I'm saying, but it's, you know, they're putting it into this idea of they want to keep everything in this computer game programming paradigm because it's the only thing that we can really understand enough that they can illustrate, you know, they can illustrate what's going on using computer programming. Like that's the only way that they can do it, you know. So they have to show it through the Matrix and say, oh yeah, this is a simulation in a computer thing, and really our bodies are all racked up in these pods, and this is all going on in our minds. It's a, you know, simulation in our mind. Then Archaics is saying it's a simulation, but these are avatars, physical avatars, and I think there's so much narrative attached to the word simulation. I don't want to use it. I think that everything that's happening is intended, and you could say it's a simulation to make us play out these roles to be able to get control, so our consciousness grows and evolves,
like it.
so that there will come a time where we're able to be physical, but have godlike ability.
Let's hope
to be able to create fire on the end of your finger to light a candle, or just look at a candle and will it to ignite itself. Just little things like that, to be able to do little things like that, because to have that power means if you're not in control of your emotions, you could make somebody's brain catch on fire.
Yeah,
because they pissed you off. You know, make their head catch on fire because
responsibility, isn't it? Yeah.
It's the whole point of getting control of our emotions, being able to balance ourselves. Because you can't get rid of something, like because of the way that this realm works. You can't get rid of the dark side, because if you do that, the light side will just turn bad.
I don't think many,
or half of it will turn bad.
I don't believe many are dark. I think I think a big majority of us are pretty bloody good. You know,
dude, every single one of us has got dark inside us. Every single one of us. Some of us have got more than others, but we've all got it. We've all got the shadow side of ourselves that wants to respond viciously and, you know, and hurt somebody when they hurt us, or when we see something.
I like being a pussy. I don't like the dark. My dark.
No, but you don't have to like it, right? And it might be really.
Yeah.
But
I don't get off on my anger anymore. You know.
No, but
No.
maybe there was a time when you did.
Probably, yeah. If I was to admit it, yeah, probably, yeah.
I think you were quite angry in the 80s.
Yeah.
But it was misplaced anger.
Mm. I was always fair to my clients, and I was lucky. I never had a bad client, never had a bad day. I was very lucky I got out when I did. I didn't invest any of the money. I had a habit, you know. I was very foolish, but anyway, I shouldn't be talking about that. It's not fair to the innocent listeners. Sorry. Yeah.
Dude, you know, if you need, it's good to get things off your chest, isn't it?
Yeah, but I love our chat room. I don't really want to sort of offend anyone, you know.
I think you're all right, mate. I think you're safe with everybody in there.
Yeah, I love them. I have a few favourites in there.
Colin saying, yeah, Libras need balance or go insane. It definitely, it's like an OCD thing about balance with me. If something's out of balance, I just, it grates. And it's like pictures on the wall. You know, I have to straighten a picture on the wall. If it's wonky, I have to straighten it. And the cutlery on the table.
Yeah.
You know, I have to put it straight, put everything. Everything's got to be in the right spot. You know, like if you're gonna lay the table, you got to fucking lay it properly. If you're gonna lay the table, you got to lay it properly.
Yeah, if you've got around,
and everything's got to be equally spaced out. And you know, I've got these little OCDs like that. But because I haven't laid a table in probably 15 years or something, I don't know. That's not been that long. How long's it been since I laid a table? Let me think.
If we all get to meet up, we'll make sure you lay the table. Yeah.
I think 2017 was the last time I laid a table. Yeah.
Bloody hell.
I just don't see. Do you know what? Like tonight when I cooked, I put, it was a tin of beef broth and a tin of ravioli with tomato sauce in in the same saucepan, heated it up, and then came in here with my saucepan and a spoon and just sat here with the saucepan on the armrest, just like watching YouTube, munching on my ravioli and beef broth, and then as soon as I'd finished it, went and rinsed the pan out, and boom, done. No other washing up, you know, just the spoon and the fucking saucepan that I cooked it in.
Easy.
Why do I need to put it in? Put it in a bowl? Why? Why do I need to put it in a bowl? Who am I here? Who am I trying to impress? Is it to impress Alfie? Because I don't give a shit about that sort of stuff. What? Forget coming to my gaff. To my gaff. Why did you say that? Oh, there we go. Now you're talking my style. Are you talking about the ravioli and beef broth, or the eating it out of the saucepan that I cooked it in?
I love ravioli.
Yeah. I didn't used to like it when I was a child. I don't think it tastes the same. It doesn't taste that's the other thing. Do you know what, right? That's the other thing about cherry Coke. It's the one drink that tastes the same as it did when I was a teenager.
I love cherries. Oh, God.
I love Morello cherry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the dark red.
Yeah. Dark burgundy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dark ones. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. I bought some the other day and they were so huge. They were about bigger than a 50p piece. And I thought, crikey, these are big. And they were so lovely.
Yeah, were they all perfect? They all look
absolutely. And I thought everyone's moaning about food looking wrong.
Yeah,
and
the only problem with that is that they're not entirely natural. You know, they're these.
Because I eat a lot of fruit now, and there's hardly any pips or seeds in things anymore. You know,
genetically modified.
Yeah. One day you'll open a pomegranate and there won't be any seeds in it.
The thing is, you can genetically modify something through. It doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, all test tubes and pipettes and all of that crap. It could be just through cross pollination, couldn't it? I don't know. I mean, maybe not getting seedless fucking Morello cherries, but that's one of the things I like about eating cherries.
We don't know how we were made in the first place. I mean, I'm not on about mum and dad stuff. I'm talking about the Almighty. I mean, how did he make us? You know, it's the same thing. Are we doing the same things that he did, the Creator? Yeah.
So, it's always the hang up with this talking about the Creator is not. It's the hang up for me, or you know, it's where I really don't think that the Creator was just like this single. Maybe the overall creator of overall everything, but I think what's going on here in this realm, I do get a feeling that we had just as much to do with the creation of this realm as we do with what's continuing in this realm. Now, maybe it's 144,000 of us were here right at the very beginning, and our oversouls or higher selves or whatever you want to call it, you know, that's what was involved in the creation of the realm and the avatars to go in the realm. We've been here right since the beginning, and that's why
I like that. You paint a good picture. I like that.
That's why none of it sits right with us and never has. For so long, like ever since we were children, none of it's sat right with us.
I look forward to meeting my Creator. I don't know what I don't know how. God, what would I wear? What would I wear? Oh.
I'm looking. The only thing about passing over to the other side is how, you know, you just don't want it to be in a moment of terror or extreme pain, really. No, like if somebody said, "Listen, mate,"
you'd surrender if you're in pain, wouldn't you? You'd surrender to it and go gracefully as you can with it. Really.
But if somebody said to me, "Listen, just giving you a heads up, right? You're going to go to sleep tonight, and then that's it, mate. Game over. You're not going to wake up in this avatar or in this realm. This is it. It's your time up." I'd be nervous, right? But I'd be fucking excited.
It's got to be the ultimate buzz. I mean, it's the last experience. What a buzz it would be.
Who says it's the last experience? It's the next experience
of this side of it. I mean, death. It's got to be a buzz, man. It has to be. Yeah.
I think it's going to be beautifully ironic. You know, it's going to be.
I hope it's a giggle.
So, right. So I don't think you were around when I read out a short story that my friend, who is transgender, but female to male, and he wrote it. And I read it out. I sat and did a story, you know, by the fire story time, and I read it out. It's on. Hopefully, it's on my. It got carried over to my Odyssey channel, but it might have been missed. But anyway, basically it's this guy. Goes into a movie theater, and when he's sort of walking in, looking around, and this guy comes walking up to him and says, let's say it's me. You know, I walk into this movie theater, and the usher comes running up and says, Richard, Mr. Avery, we've been waiting for you. God, finally you're here. And you know, and sort of treated like royalty, like a star, taken up into the back of the theater, and then you know, sit down. And basically, the long and the short of it, right, is this guy's been killed. He's died, and he's about to sit there and watch the movie of his life with everybody else, and and everybody there has watched a movie of their own life, you know, or caught the end of somebody else's movie playing on the screen.
Yeah.
And then the next movie coming on is his life. And the thing is that at the end of when his movie finishes, the next movie that's going to be played is his wife's. So it means his wife's died as well, right? But it's such a beautiful story. The way he tells it, such a beautiful story. And I've got it still, but it's on my iPad, which has stopped working. So I may have lost it forever, which will be a shame because I've lost contact with him as well. But he's actually an example of a transgender, born female, but like, you know, I've said this many times. If I didn't already know, if nobody had said anything to me,
you would never know.
I would never have known.
I've got a load of friends who are trans, and they're comfortable in what they're doing. I've lost a lot of taken suicides over the years, as well. I've had.
The first trans friend that I had was a transvestite, but I wanted to be. He was transgender, but pre-op was never going to have the money for it. Was never going to be able to do it. So he was just, you know, really wanted to be full transgender. Used to come around me and my ex-wife's house, well, not house, apartment, flat, and that was the only place that he'd dress up as a girl, and that's when his female persona would come out. And I didn't like it. Like, it's like when he was a man, he was like this shadow, this waif shadow that just walked around everywhere with a cap on, pulled down like that, head down like this, just drifted silently everywhere, you know, was a shadow of a man. But when he came around ours and put all his stuff on, really came out as a really outgoing person, this outgoing woman who was an absolute bitch.
I didn't see that.
All she did was sit there and bitch and moan and slag off people, and him and my wife would sit there, and you know, and it was nice on one hand to see him being such a expressive, confident, like it was like, whoa, there's somebody there. There is actually somebody there. But as soon as he took all that off and put his cap back on, went back to Martin, who was like didn't want to be there, and he ended up hanging himself, dressed in his. He was wearing stockings and suspenders and a bra. He hung himself from the stairs. So when his dad got home from work, opened the door and he was hanging there. And the fucking local newspaper reported it that it was a sexual thing gone wrong. But both me and my wife know it wasn't. It was. We had no idea he was going to kill himself. But as soon as we found out about it and how he'd done it, it was like, yeah, that was basically the middle finger to his parents. That was I'm a woman, fuck you.
Wow.
And he died. He committed suicide because of gender dysphoria.
Wow.
So, and you know, I didn't cry when he died, you know, but I was sad. He was such a nice, you know, Well, no, he was a bitch when he was a bloke, but that was all misplaced anger because he wasn't able to express himself to his parents. They rejected it and his dad rejected it so badly.
Yeah, mine were cut up. I didn't see my family for 10 years. They couldn't accept it. It took ages. But I mean, I said to you, mine started way over 30 years ago. And the very first thing I said to them, my very first meeting with the psychiatric team in the gender place, very first thing I said to them is I didn't want my back wheels taken off. I said, I don't ever want to be operated in that way. I wanted to live as a high she-male. You know, I knew straight away what I wanted. I never, as I say, never for one moment felt female. And that's why I would never use women's toilets or changing rooms, because I knew mine was a perversion, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was a sexual thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was.
But
I worked in theatre and nobody knew. I mean, for years, I just went to work. What a pervert at work. I just happened to live in the image of a woman and got by.
But would it, I mean, the thing is, right, trying to be open-minded about things, wouldn't it be fair to say that if people weren't told their entire lives and made to believe their entire lives that was perverted and wrong, that it would be perverted and wrong? If men were allowed to do that without any, you know, like, look, there's some men that like that, and there's some men that want to do that and provide that service to those men.
I mean, you know, I felt like a third gender, and I know people get pissed off of hearing all these different genders, but I generally did for 30 years of my life feel like a third gender.
Well, you were sort of technically a hermaphrodite.
Yeah.
Technically, like in the physical sense,
without real hermaphrodite. Yeah, in my head. That I always used to say to my partner Kay, I said, I wish I was born as both. You know, I wish I had both.
Yeah, you were an aspiring hermaphrodite, right? So like a he, she. Whatever.
Well, that's what I asked him. I said, you know, is it possible I could, you know, you could make me both? It's like, no, of course it's not. You're either one or the other.
Oh, you were willing to get the.
I wanted. You
were willing to have them.
Yes, I generally 30 years ago requested, is it possible to have
a vaginoplasty?
Yeah, as well as keep what I've already got, you know. And they said, no, it's not possible.
Do you want to know the fucking crazy thing? Where I walk the dogs, the next alleyway, and it's where the place where the lad got murdered back in 2020, and I filmed all the blood because he had his throat slit by somebody that I know as well.
Sorry.
Well, I knew both of them. Both of them, and anyway, yeah, there's a plastic surgery place there, and it says on the outside, it says vaginoplasties.
Wow. Vagina pasties.
Vagina pasties.
Vegetarian pasties.
Oh man. Listen, I've never called it plastic. We used to use kebabs as a oh mate, it looked like a fucking kebab. I really do apologize to any women that
we love our chat room. We love
Catherine. I do apologize.
Can't they? They can pull us over.
Catherine, do you know, like, people can say what they like about this, but I've always been attracted more to the tomboys. I'm attracted more to a girl that's in touch with her male side. I like girly girls, but you know, it's a bit. You know, it's all the time they spend in front of the fucking mirrors and taking selfies, and I like a girl that isn't afraid to get dirty. You know, not in that. I like a girl that isn't afraid to get dirty, and I like a girl that isn't afraid to get dirty in any sense of the word. You know, basically, you know, get come up with me, go paragliding, you know, and go bungee jumping and go mountain biking and
A Bond girl.
no, Bond girls love themselves too much. They fucking love themselves too much, and they wear ridiculous clothes. Like a girl looks way sexier in a pair of denim hot pants and a white t-shirt than she does a fucking ball in a ball gown, you know, or trackies, you know, just trackie bottoms and a vest. Oh.
Tweed suit and a pipe.
Hey, big what?
Tweed suit and a pipe. Oh,
I don't know about
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, whatever floats your boat, man.
I've got a funny boat. Cute and what a boat, by the way. I love you. I'm after a boat.
Yeah, and how about a picture in a tweed suit with a pipe?
Oh. Yeah.
That's like a tweed suit and a pipe. Do you remember Harry Enfield and Chums? Oh no,
Yeah.
the Fast show as well, because he went on to do the
that's
Fast show, didn't he? Is that you see that? Actually, no, this was the Mary Whitehouse experience.
Yeah. Yes.
You see that phlegm on the floor there? That's your pool, that is.
That's your yeah. They were.
That's you. That's you.
I met them when I worked in the theatre. I met those two. Met them. That's going back. That's early 90s, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Lee
Herring and.
Oh God.
I fancied the one with the long hair and the tash. He was. Oh gosh, he was hot. Oh gosh, what was his name? Oh wow, shouldn't be going there. I'm 59.
Do you know what? Actually, it was a really nice surprise. I was like, fair play to you, man. Was Boy George, right? Boy George. I was never really into his music, but he turned into a really fucking good DJ. Yeah,
he's got a good brain on him. He's a good speaker.
He's got a good brain. And then when I did I'm a Chameleon.
Mm-hmm.
When I sang Karma Chameleon for the first, and I was like, you know what? Damn it, this is a good song, man. And what he's singing as well.
My brother's still got the original Boy George sort of dungaree romper thing, and George offered to buy it off him, and my brother said, "No, I'm keeping it." It's one of the original Boy George jumpsuit thing. Yeah.
Was it because he wore dungarees a lot, didn't he?
Yeah, it was the color splash ones. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I hate dungarees, even on girls. I don't think anyone should wear dungarees, man, unless you're a dairy farmer.
Oh,
yeah, dairy farmer in the Midwest wear dungarees. But
when I stopped watching telly 2 years ago, but I used to like that bird in it. There was a farmer's wife in Emmerdale. God, she was hot.
Oh God, yeah,
Moira. Moira, she was.
Yeah, but the thing is, the lad. He was really skinny, wasn't he? And then he comes on one day and he's like, he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he's still the ugliest kid.
I know the one.
But his body's like, boom.
Yeah.
It's like, right, that. So, all right, we can get. Yeah, she'd probably get with him because he's got, you know, he's like, what? He's just got a body like that just from being a fucking farmer. Because you never see him go to the gym. But his guns, mate, got massive. His girl, yes, she was lovely.
Like the farmer's wife. Yeah.
She tried to do the classic sort of Kylie Minogue, didn't she? She became a singer.
Yeah. Some of the ladies in Emmerdale is worth going back into the Matrix television world again for it. My neighbour pulls my leg. He says, "Oh, go and watch Emmerdale." It's like, no, I don't watch telly anymore. Because I was really impressed. I only woke up 2 years ago, man. I woke up by accident.
You know? Well, no, you woke up in time because, you know, you're one of the ones. COVID, you know, I think that probably helped. If it was
probably
2 years ago,
maybe I was sick of seeing it on telly and turned it off. You know.
Yeah.
Because the Earl one was the very first thing I saw on YouTube by default, or just by pure accident. It was an Earl. Am I saying his name right?
Ewa Onon.
Yeah, he was the very first one, and then it was Martin Luther, followed by him. And I thought, God, this is bloody interesting. Yeah.
So
it took a while to get my head around it, but that was only 2 years ago. I was asleep before then, just grieving after my partner died, and
you get away with overalls, Catherine. Overalls are all right. I wouldn't. Yeah. Overalls, you can get away with them because you can be naked underneath overalls. Overalls can be quite sexy.
RAF jumpsuit sort of thing. One of those. Yeah, the old jumpsuits are nice.
I'm looking forward to being around some Welsh girls. I'm looking forward to going to Wales.
And tune in next Monday evening for some more pervy chats. Richie and Liz.
It'd be nice to be around English speaking, where everybody speaks.
Is it predominantly Spanish where you are?
Well, where I live,
everybody's
Spanish or Italian, or everybody speaks Spanish.
But they welcome.
The couple of English speaking people that are here are also fluent in Spanish because they were born here or whatever.
But they welcome you though. You feel welcome there.
I don't go since August last year. I've not really ventured out of this room other than to walk the dogs.
We try it for 20 years. Yeah, I hardly ever this room.
I mean, dude, I've been keeping myself to myself for since I woke up 9 years ago.
Wow. Was that when you woke up 9 years ago?
Yeah, 2013, August 2013.
Wow.
And just by happy coincidence, that same month was when I stopped drinking. When I made the decision to just not drink another drop of alcohol. I wasn't getting drunk anyway. I wasn't going. I would still have a couple of pints of Guinness. I loved Guinness.
Bit blackcurrant on it.
Yeah, I mean, guys, nice with port in it. Or champagne.
I used to like cherry and cola, Harvey's Bristol cream, and a bit of Coca-Cola. I used to love that. I think they called it Tika. I can't remember. I used to love that. Such a puss drink.
It's like Southern Comfort and Coke, Southern Comfort and lemonade as well.
Yeah, I used to like dainty drinks. I couldn't hold pints. I want that butch.
Hey, I remember the first time I saw my dad have a pint of Guinness, and I was like, "Oh, that looks amazing! I want that." And then the first time I tasted Guinness, and it was like, "Oh my god, that tastes like shit." But it's an acquired taste, and I acquired the taste for it.
In your mouth, isn't it? It's very coppery, iron. Am I saying that right? Iron.
It's I think it's the iron.
Very metallic-y.
Yeah, but I love it. All basically stout. I love stout. I love Murphy's. I love Guinness. I used to drink that Kilkenny as well.
Very South Park.
Yeah. No, there's Kilkenny and Caffrey's as well.
I heard of that.
Caffrey's was nice. But
do you remember the old Thunderbird? Did you make the Thunderbird? It was like peach.
Yeah. Blue.
A blue label and a red label.
Really, a dark blue. It was a dark blue bottle and a blue. I just remember blue
They've done a red label and a blue label, and the red one like kicked ass. It was like,
Oh, I never saw the blue. I never
oh,
saw
this
the
is
red
I think
label.
early 80s. Yeah.
Well, it's like 2020. Do you remember that?
Is that what you?
It come in the hip flasks. 2020, you get all the different fruit flavors of 2020, and and Hooper's Hooch.
Yeah, they were funny drinks. They were like kids' drinks.
Well, they were the Alco Pops, weren't they? It was
yeah, the name suited it, didn't it?
Yeah.
They had one of the dog's bollocks, didn't they?
90s.
Yeah, they were funny queer drinks, weren't they? Yeah. Wow.
But do you know what they drink here? In all the sort of bars, you know, where all the English pile in, they drink juices, and all it is like three quarters of a pint of vodka, and the rest is blackcurrant cordial.
Wow.
Or they get a jug that's half vodka.
I lost 3 days of my life to that drink. I overdosed about 15 years ago on 2 bottles of vodka and blackcurrant.
Oh.
Yeah, I lost 3 days and my friend came around. And that's why I started doing the puppets. My friend said, you need something to take your mind off your depression. And what do you want to do? I said, I'll make a mini me. So we made puppets, you know. That's what got me into it. So that kind of saved me, really. Never drank since. Never drank since.
What my escape with my depression was massively console games, like playing console games.
My case, he died at 72 4 years ago. He was 72, and she was the oldest person I knew to sit playing Grand Theft Auto. She was playing Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption, just a month before she died.
That's brilliant.
She was playing Grand Theft Auto, and she was.
I never. Do you know? It's funny, isn't it? I just have a moral objection to Grand Theft Auto, so I won't play it. Like I don't. It's weird. I don't want to be a criminal, and I never wanted to be a criminal.
Play it the other way around. You were saying it the other day. It's very hard to play it the other way around, isn't it? Innocently, it's hard to play it.
It's Grand Theft, Grand Theft it is. But like Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's a classy made.
It's the, you know, you can make these moral decisions to not kill people and to only kill the people that you have to kill for the story to move on, you know, and not kill only hunt the animals that you have to hunt for the story to move on.
Kay used to laugh when you had to get the house and the screen would go all red. That splashy sound. We used to crack up watching that game. It was very good. And Halo, we used to love Halo. She loved Halo.
Never got into Halo.
No, the music was very good. I can't remember.
It's because it was space. Like I like if I'm going to play a shoot 'em up, I want to know that I'm firing the representation of a small piece of lead that is basically going to go and blast its way through the skull of whatever it is that I've shot. I don't want a laser gun going. Pew pew.
Yeah.
I like the whole, you know, gun projectile, and I've got this. I like shooting. I like target practice. You know,
yeah.
I like to be able to hit targets at a distance away. It's either throwing stones or using a bow and arrow, or you know, just hitting things.
Yeah, using your air rifle and trying to cut
an air rifle.
A playing card in half if you can lined up. It's a lovely feeling, isn't it? To get coordination. It's not the killing. Like my neighbour says, why are you?
It's not about killing things. My neighbour I don't go hunting.
Yeah, my neighbour says, why are you into air guns? It's like, well, it's the coordination. It's the you know. I said, like, if I'm sat with my neighbour having a coffee, I'll talk about guns and like World War III. Do this and that. And I said, if you watch me doing target shooting, I said, I take it bloody seriously, you know.
Yeah.
I used to fuck about, you know.
I had air guns and that, you know, at home, but But I was in the Air Cadets so that I could be on the shooting team. So I used to go to Bisley and go and shoot on the team.
Good. Wow.
For my squad, you know.
Wow.
And
you're a good shot. Really good.
Yeah, I held a record at Bisley one year. I got a record for the most number of rounds fired off in 2 minutes with a 303 Enfield, brass stock 303 Enfield.
Wow.
And the only two that were outside of the bullseye were my two sighters, my first two sighters. Every shot after was in the bullseye at 600 yards.
You're a proper double over.
Yeah, I used to be quite good. I used to have this little, this silly fantasy that I'd be a sniper or something, you know.
That was always my favorite thing in games, sniper. My favorite film that got me onto ravioli was La Femme Nikita. You seen that? La Femme Nikita. Love that film. I based myself on her when I was tarting. You know, she was my role model. I used to wear exactly what she wore with the pearl beads. Had my hair the same. I even bought a replica Desert Eagle. I won't tell you what. I will not tell you what my client wanted done with that gun.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Anyway, let's get off that. I keep wandering back to Tartism. Sorry, Tartaria, Tartism, whatever. Hey, sorry, folks. Sorry, it's Monday night. Sleep deprived.
Hey, one thing about me and my channel, always brutally honest.
It's a gutsy show, isn't it? Our shows, you've got some grit in our shows. Yeah. Hey, what a treat for me tonight to be on with Bernie being on. Wow, I felt I was with royalty. Oh, I feel. Oh wow.
Bernie.
Oh my gosh, and he was in bed as well.
Shh, don't let him be here.
Oh dear. I'd never cut if Cam came on your show. I would not even come on. I would fall to pieces. I would. I would melt. I would melt. It's his hair, isn't it? It's like.
Oh, Cam is.
He's a beautiful boy. What a lovely soul.
Cam is our own regular.
Oh,
Jesus.
He's got a beautiful soul, that boy. He really has. Oh, he's got a wicked sense of humor. His jokes are so funny.
I like Cam.
I love it when he doesn't talk mudflood or anything, and he's just joking, and it's just what a hoot.
I think that what gives me the most respect with Cam is I know that as lovely as he is, as easygoing as he is, he's the nicest guy on earth. But I don't think anybody could fuck with him.
Nah,
he would not. Nobody's gonna.
He's got a strict side.
As soon as he thinks that you're fucking with him, he'll just go, "Yeah, fuck off."
Yeah.
And I think he can. I think,
shoulders, hasn't he? That boy really has. Good boy. Yeah. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah. But, I'm surprised Martin never comes on your shows.
Martin,
you've had him on before.
Martin's, he's gone quiet. He's sort of gone a bit quiet. I asked him, or no, I said to him, about the Magic Treehouse, and just I don't know. There was an energy in his response that I picked up on, and and I've not seen him since in the chat or anything. So he's not making any effort to watch what we're doing. So just and he's gone a bit erratic with his lives. The whole Flat-a-Day thing is, it's not. He's gone, and I understand why.
There was that situation, wasn't there?
There was a situation that shit that happened.
That was so weird. Say less of that. I don't want to drag that up. Bless him.
Yeah, I mean, and I didn't take part in that, and I actually spoke out about it, and I went into a live stream, Curious Bunny, I went into her live stream, and there were people in there that were really bad mouthing him, and I spoke up and said, "You all want to shut your fucking mouths and wind your necks in. Not one of you knows what's going on. You're speculating on things that other people have said. Were you fucking there? No, you weren't. So why don't you shut your mouth?
Yeah.
Stop chatting shit that you've got no place to chat. You know,
The whole
they have no
dynamic.
standing.
I switched off for a month when that was going on. I thought I'd take some time out from, because occasionally I take time out from the internet just to get away, and that's when I took time out. And I was glad he made a cut. I'm glad he came back, you know. And
yeah, but loads of people said that was a bad thing. Oh, that was a sign of guilt that he did that. I watched it. No, it wasn't.
yeah.
He was really upset. He was
Yeah.
really upset, man. And
Yeah.
I could tell he was like, he was so kind of exacerbated by it, what had happened.
I think it
He
shocked
was
him.
on the verge of tears, man. He was
Yeah.
on the verge of tears.
Yeah.
And because it's not, I think it's just a misunderstanding. I think people
Yeah.
put expectations, and
Yeah.
sometimes they don't voice those expectations. They just expect it.
But he kind of needed
And if it doesn't happen the way they wanted it to, they then take it personally, you know. And I think it was just a big misunderstanding.
A lot on to do those tours, you know. I mean, you
He
kind of
lost.
to do those things. You need proper big managers, and you know, like in theatre, you know, it's.
He just kind of went along with everything, and I think it all got out. You know, it just kind of.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunate.
It is really unfortunate, and also the added complication of the date that they had the thing. There were all those rail strikes and transport strikes.
Yeah,
so
I was
fucking shitloads of people
the whole week
couldn't get to him.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing unfold. It was so sad. Yeah. But
So
he bounced back all right, though. Bless him. You know, he's a good boy as well. Yeah.
That's all good. Nigel Betts, I agree with you, was fucked over. Yeah, he was basically they derailed him, or they tried to derail him, because he was making too much progress. He was gaining so much ground with bringing people together, talking about stuff. His chat room was amazing, 600-700 people in it, you know, all.
Yeah.
Nobody really chatting shit. Didn't see any trolls. Never really had to deal with any trolls in his chat. It was just everybody meeting up and, you know, having a good old chat. Like in here, I'm really pleased, because the same thing has happened in my chat room. It's just with far fewer people, obviously. There's only 12 people watching. There's not 12 people chatting, you know? But that's kind of nicer in a way. We were talking about this the other day, me and Alex, and that were talking about this the other day, about how it's so much nicer because this is intimate. This is an intimate little chat amongst like-minded people, and everybody's got time to say something and for everybody to see it. And, you know, the chat's not whizzing by with every single name is a different name every time, and you're sitting there waiting to see somebody who you recognize, and you're, oh yeah, there it goes, but the comment's gone in a second because it's flies, and then you say, oh hi. It's like I said to Holistic Media the other day. I forget what it was we were watching, but it was a fast chat. I said, hey, Holistic Media, hey India, how you doing? Much love. But I don't think she, it just, it's gone. And if she did reply, I missed it. You know?
Yeah.
At least now you can talk to it. People can talk to each other. It's not, the chat's not flying by so so fast. And I'd much rather have 12 real people than 100 bots.
Yeah.
Or 100 empty-headed, you know, unawakened people. Just reading the chat. Can you see the chat?
No.
Have you got what are you watching, through a phone or an
No.
iPad?
Yeah.
On your pad.
Yeah.
So, can you see the private? Can you see the private chat?
No, if I push a button, I'd probably mess it up. I don't know.
Well, if you press the screen.
Oh yeah.
If you and it will say private chat, but it will say public chat as well. You can put up the public chat and see what you can see what I can see with the chat room. Basically,
all right. Yeah.
You won't be able to highlight comments, but you'll be able to see what everybody's saying.
I love them all. We've got good crew.
Yeah, definitely. There's everybody. I think everybody's got a wrench, haven't they? Yeah, everybody's got a wrench in my chat. Not sure about. Actually, I didn't go and see if anybody's in my 007 channel. I know that's where Bernie went first. Nah. 007 channel. Oh, Adam Forrest is in there. I know that's where Bernie went first. Adam, are you still in the... Oh, and Shari was in there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't give him a... I was going to give him a wrench then. I can't because I'm not logged in as 007.
Big responsibility giving them wrenches out. I've never had to use it. I wouldn't even know how to use it.
All it says is like, it will come up. It might flag a comment to you. It will flag a comment up saying this needs approval.
Right. Oh, I see that come up.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can approve it or you can delete it.
Right.
And then you can, and if somebody without a wrench starts talking bad shit or posting porn links or something, you can click on their channel. You know, click on the three dots, and it will say you can go to their channel. And what I would do is you go to the channel, you block them first from yourself, and then you come back and you hide them on the channel, and then that blocks them on my channel.
Right.
But you hide you don't have to hide yourself first, but if you just hide them or time them out, or I've stopped caring about them really. And it's funny because I've not seen them since
Yeah.
the last time.
Yeah,
I've seen them since.
Yeah. I remember when they were last. Yeah.
It's like I really don't care now. I wasn't racing to go and try and chuck them up, and I was actually disappointed when people did actually kick them out in the end, because I'd said, do you know what? Just leave them.
Our chat just seems to maneuver around them, and they just.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Like time them out or whatever, but it's
Like the naughty step. Is it what's for 5 minutes or so? Is it?
Yeah, it's like 300 seconds. Time out for 300 seconds, so they can't do anything for 300 seconds. But it's they burn themselves out in the end. It's just really disappointing that they really haven't. It's worse than they haven't done any homework. It's that, like, they're not even remembering anything correctly at all. It's like what they're saying.
I know where you're coming from here. I'm aware. Yeah.
Like, you know, so like, wow, you've got all of those details wrong. All of them. That's astounding. I've sat here, and in fact, the only reason that any of them know anything about anything is because I've sat here and detailed it to everybody. You know?
Yeah.
So it's funny. What I hope is that it's not that the person who's doing it has just got a really serious personality disorder, you know?
Yeah.
For their sake. Anyway, listen, it's 1:34 in the morning. I'm going to go to bed, man. Yeah.
Bedtime.
I'm going to crash. Thank you very much, Lizzo. It's been brilliant, mate.
Yeah.
Enjoy it as always. Probably going to do it again tomorrow. I might do this every day. Just have a natter every day. We just sit and just have a natter about whatever.
It's fun. Yeah. Sorry, it gets a bit racy sometimes. Yeah.
I think people like that.
They can always request that I'm timed out for 5 minutes and shut me gob. Put me tin out, stick right in the corner, you know. I'm sorry I came on with my tin out, but I had to. I just wanted to wake you up a bit and give you a laugh, you know.
All right. I'm gonna play us out with my favorite.
We Are in Control. I love that.
Nah, that's too loud.
I loved that song though. I taped it. I taped it on the machine. So
do you know what? I don't know where it is now.
I can play it any time for myself. I was such into that when you were playing it. It made me laugh back in Rumble days. Yeah.
It's ended up getting deleted.
Oh, I still got it. I love that little tune. It was so funny. I like the little robot because as you know, I like puppets. It was such a funny robot.
Yeah.
I like Bernie's robot as well. I hope he brings it back out one day. Anyway, I should let you go. Good night. Thank you.
All right, mate.
Thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow. And to the chat room, to everybody watching, thank you very much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
Because we have a goon who was child trafficked, and she doesn't actually know for sure what her real birthday is.
He doesn't follow the mainstream research only. He digs very deep.
Yeah, that's important. It's all comes down to awareness, because
it's like a sort of pearlescent kind of.
That's really what I wanted to try to show you is that it's not like that when you get it in the light. Anyway, it's not doing
science. The mainstream has to adjust.
the awareness we have to.
Well, go, mate. No worries. Bro. We've been going for 4 hours.
Sorry, but it's been a really pleasure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who was it who was saying their TV got hit the other day, got struck by lightning?
The big speakers, and I messed my ears up. I feel like that could be connected to the science thing a little bit, but regardless, I got time over it.
My chaos is always well-natured, or has a positive goal at the end of it. When I start causing chaos in a situation, it's because the situation really needed to be changed, for example, or something is going to happen that I thought would be a good idea.